so bad. I want to thank you for giving me the best day of my life. Oh, just to be with you is having the best day of my life.
This is Nationwide 90 FM, owned and operated by Nationwide News Network. We broadcast from our studios at 6 Bradley Avenue, Kingston 10, Jamaica. Transmitting on the FM 90 band. 90.3 from Peters Rock in St. Andrew and Murphy Hill in St. Anne. Serving Kingston and St. Andrew, St. Catherine, St. Anne, parts of Clarendon, St. Mary, and St. Thomas. 90.5 from Huntley in Manchester, transmitting to St. Elizabeth, Westmoreland, Manchester, Clarendon, rural St. Andrew, and parts of St. Thomas. And 90.7 from Cooper's Hill in St. Andrew and Flower Hill in St. James, serving Westmoreland, Hanover, St. James, sections of Trelawney, Kingston, St. Catherine, Clarendon, St. Mary, Portland, and St. Anne. Nationwide 90 FM also broadcasts on the World Wide Web on nationwideradiojm.com and on Flow on channel 916. Nationwide 90 FM, a revolution in media. You're listening to Nationwide 90 FM. The time is
6 o'clock.
From the studios of Nationwide Radio, morning radio the right way. It's Nationwide This Morning.
A very good morning to you. I'm Tona Thomas. Coming up in the news at 6 for this morning, Friday, November 8, 2024. Social Security Ministry to lead disaster relief efforts in about 40 communities worst affected by Tropical Storm Rafael. Prime Minister Andrew Holness says his government is looking at crafting laws to deal specifically with mass shooting incidents. Flights to resume from Portugal to Montego Bay. In regional news, Antigua and Barbuda turn to Scotland Yard for help with the probe into the murder of controversial MP Asset Michael. In international news, Vladimir Putin hails incoming U.S. President Donald Trump as a courageous man. In sports, pacer Alzari Joseph is banned by Cricket West Indies. And in business, Grace Kennedy reports profit of almost $10 billion. The details after the break.
Unique Living's new arrivals are here. Revamp your space with sleek, fixed and sliding show panels, shower systems and faucets, stylish vanities, basins and kitchen sinks, closet and storage solutions, hanging aids and more. Available in different finishes and sizes to match your style. Visit them today and transform your space at shop number 630 Dunrobin Avenue, Kingston 10. Call 876-755-3661 or visit their website at uniquelivingja.com to shop.
Catch the first news of the day, a comprehensive package of local, international, sports, and business news. The news at 6 on Nationwide 90 FM.
Now to the details. The Ministry of Labour and Social Security says it's leading a coordinated disaster relief response to assist Jamaicans who were impacted by Tropical Storm Rafael. In an update on Thursday, the ministry says its parish teams have been deployed to distribute relief items to communities affected by severe flooding and landslides in 8 parishes. Among the affected communities, 6 in Kingston and St. Andrew, 6 in St. Catherine, 18 in Clarendon, 2 in Manchester, 3 in St. Anne, and 1 each in St. Mary and Westmoreland. The ministry says it has also provided over 2,000 food packages, 77 cases of drinking water, 195 hygiene kits, and 50 mattresses. It says special attention is being directed toward reaching residents marooned in Mount Airy in St. Andrew. Similar relief efforts are also underway to assist marooned residents in McNeil Land and Bay Road in Westmoreland. The ministry says a shelter has been opened at the Eldon Washington Basic School, which is now housing 8 persons. The National Works Agency, NWA, says efforts are being made to clear the Bogwalk Gorge and Corners Main Road in St. Catherine, which remain impossible to vehicular traffic. According to the NWA, the 2 critical corridors in St. Catherine remain fully blocked following the passage of Tropical Storm Raphael. It says that the areas affected are the Spanish Town to Ewerton leg of the Bogwalk Gorge and the roadway from Barton to Ginger Ridge at Corners. Manager of Communication and Customer Services at the NWA, Stephen Shaw, says significant cleaning is required before either roadways can be accessible. He says the agency is trying to get equipment into the areas, especially to facilitate the Jamaica Public Service Company, as some communities in the surrounding area are without power. Shaw says there are multiple impediments along the 2 corridors. These include fallen trees, massive boulders, landslides, and blocked drains. Shaw says the area from which the boulders were dislodged will likely be unstable and will require some assessment before the area can be safely used. He says no timeline can be given on when the roads will be accessible to motorists. A 48-hour curfew has been imposed in sections of Lucy, Hanover. The curfew began at 6 p.m. on Thursday, November 7, and will remain in effect until 6 p.m. Saturday, November 9. The curfew covers the Johnsontown and Brissett communities, the Elgin Town Sports Complex, and Kew District. During the hours of the curfew, all persons within its boundaries are required to remain within their premises unless otherwise authorized by the ground commander. Prime Minister Andrew Holness says the government is examining whether there needs to be legislation in place to deal specifically with mass shooting incidents.
The efforts that we are making in reducing shootings and murders could easily be wiped out by just one incident. And we probably need to craft legislation to specifically identify these kinds of shootings. We are saying that there are mass shootings. I don't like the term. I would prefer to say multiple fatal victims incidents. So we are examining the legislation to see how we can craft specific laws around that, or whether or not we actually have legislation that can be used together to create that impact. Because it is beyond me to see why someone would see a festive event going on and just open fire. These persons are not ordinary criminals. They are your worst kind and should be pursued with extreme prejudice.
The latest multiple shooting incident occurred on Saturday night at Bowens Road in St. Andrew, where 3 men were killed and 5 others injured. It followed last month's deadly attack at a football match in Pleasant Heights, East Kingston. In that incident, 5 men were killed and 2 others injured. Making reference to another deadly attack in Cherry Tree Lane, Clarendon in August, the Prime Minister says the government will continue to incentivize the public to share information on such acts.
The government will continue to incentivize the public to share information. In the Cherry Tree Lane incident, we had put up a reward of about 25 million Jamaican dollars. We're going to increase that. We'll look at the budget and see what we have, but we must incentivize the sharing of information. And anytime there is any shooting that is a multiple victim shooting, there will be a substantial reward for the public, for anyone who would give information leading to the capture, arrest of anyone who is involved.
Prime Minister Andrew Holness. Tourism Minister Edmund Bartlett is welcoming the long-awaited resumption of flights from the Portuguese capital Lisbon to Montego Bay in St. James.
We're very pleased to announce the new flights that will emerge from Portugal. We have had a good program prior to COVID. This represents now a resumption of the flights out of Portugal to Jamaica. This hopefully will break what has been the drought out of that side of Europe into Jamaica and arguably the English-speaking Caribbean. Jamaica is very pleased to have concluded the arrangements for these new flights to emerge, and I'm looking forward to the commencement for summer of 2025.
Edmund Bartlett, Tourism Minister. The service will be done through Spanish airline World 2 Fly. World 2 Fly is a new airline established in 2021 as part of the Spanish hotel and tourism conglomerate Iberostar Group. It's expected to enhance visitor arrivals in Jamaica from Europe by 7,000 passengers between June and September 2025. The non-stop weekly flight will be operated by an Airbus A350 with approximately 400 seats. And Minister Bartlett is highlighting the need for a stronger and more collaborative tourism strategy across Commonwealth nations. He says this can unlock approximately $90 trillion of GDP.
Commonwealth offers perhaps the greatest opportunity for tourism convergence, covering some 56 countries, of which the Caribbean has 13. We recognize now that with the expansion of the economies of India and other Commonwealth countries out of Africa, we're looking at a 2.7 billion population within the Commonwealth, earning some $19 trillion for GDP. Leveraging that for tourism flows into the region itself is going to be a wealth-creating exercise.
Minister Bartlett noted that the combined GDP in the Commonwealth reached approximately $14.2 trillion in 2022, with a trajectory towards $20 trillion by 2029. Intra-Commonwealth trade, which reached $854 billion in 2022, is projected to exceed $1 trillion by 2026. Experts say this offers vast potential for growth in sectors such as tourism, food trade, foreign direct investment, and services. Minister Bartlett is urging the Commonwealth Secretariat to take the opportunity to enhance visitor facilitation, open skies agreements, visa liberalization, and technology integration to boost connectivity among member states.
I think this is a great moment for the Commonwealth Secretariat to take a bold step and for the political leaders of the Caribbean to respond in like manner. I recognize that, His Majesty the King himself has been talking about a stronger Commonwealth, and I believe that here's an opportunity. Tourism is going to provide an opportunity, not just because it is the fastest way of transferring wealth around, but because of its immediate convertibility property, so that as the plane moves with the passengers and they come into a destination, the dollar immediately goes into the pockets of the ordinary people.
Edmund Bartlett, Tourism Minister. Meanwhile, Minister Bartlett says persons who travel to Commonwealth countries will be able to have unique experiences among the Caribbean, Africa, and the Pacific.
Rich diversity, cultural and social diversity within the Caribbean offers itself for great opportunities for experiential tourism, where people can travel from one part of the Commonwealth without realizing the same experience. They get multiple experiences within the Caribbean space.
He highlighted advancements in aviation as an opportunity to facilitate greater travel within the Commonwealth.
The opportunity for air connectivity. The technology today allows for larger aircrafts to be built with greater capacity and more fuel efficiency, and be able to carry a larger number of passengers covering long distances in a short time. Here is a new opportunity which never was there for the Commonwealth to leverage that technology to enable the connectivity and the movement of wealth within the Commonwealth and the strengthening of each member.
Edmund Bartlett, Tourism Minister. Managing Director of Caribbean Immigrant Services, Irwin Clare, is expressing concerns that U.S. President-elect Donald Trump's immigration policy, which includes the promise of mass deportations, could have far-reaching effects beyond just undocumented migrants. Immigration was a cornerstone of Trump's 2024 campaign, with the president-elect repeatedly emphasizing his commitment to expelling large numbers of illegal migrants from the country. Speaking on Nationwide at 5 on Thursday, Clare warned that legal residents and their families could also find themselves caught in the crackdown.
It's not just about undocumented immigrants. This is impacting all immigrants. Understand that undocumented immigrants don't live in a silo. They live in families who are legal, who are citizens. They don't just live in a corner by themselves. So it will impact all immigrants in the country. This is real. It has been a campaign that has been happening since his first term in office. When you look at many industries that exist because of immigrants, we are not supporting persons breaking the rules. No. But if they're in a situation, and I find myself as my brother's keeper, it is up to me if I'm in a position to help my brother, to help my brother. That's what we're saying.
There's growing anxiety among immigrants in the U.S. about the potential implications of what Trump says will be a priority for his new administration. Clare says the unpredictable nature of immigration enforcement under Trump's leadership is also a concern.
It's going to be a task that will be messy, because you also have another factor here, and that is the inclusion of local police departments being deputized to act as immigration personnel, in other words, picking up people. So just imagine folks now being picked up based on what? Based on what? The color of your skin, the way you talk, and now you're caught up in a dragnet. And the whole aspect of this whole situation too is another feature here that bodes well for this manifestation, and that is the whole situation of fear. Because if anything else that moves the dial in the undocumented population community is that of fear. And already you're hearing stories about people making comments as what will happen to you. These are the things that will become part of the process. So yes, I believe that we're in for a messy ride.
Irwin Clare, Managing Director of Caribbean Immigrant Services. Chairman of the government's Artificial Intelligence Task Force, Christopher Ruckett, says there's need for a legislative framework that clearly outlines the rules for the use of artificial intelligence AI in political campaigns. This is one of the recommendations submitted to the cabinet by the AI task force. Speaking on Nationwide at 5 on Thursday, Ruckett says this will help to prevent the use of deep fake technology on the political campaign trail.
Apart from just amending political code of conduct, which would get the Electoral Commission involved and all of that, where the parties agree upon banning of AI and attack campaigns, prevent distortion of facts, ensure that there's transparency, and of course doing everything in their power to counter deepfakes. We also suggested legislative amendments in terms of clear rules of AI use in campaigns and all of that.
A deepfake is a realistic-looking image, video, or audio recording that is created using AI to make it appear authentic. Deepfakes can be used to create original content or replace a person in an existing video or image with someone else. The use of deepfakes is one of the latest ways that fraudsters are perpetuating fraud. Ruckett says the government also needs to run a national AI public awareness and sensitization awareness campaign. This was another recommendation made by the AI task force.
Public understanding of AI is critical to ensure its acceptance and integration in all the various digital transformation things we're trying to do. So the challenges that we all agreed on is low public awareness of AI and the potential risk is a huge challenge. Limited communication between policymakers, technologists, and the public is also another challenge. And of course, potential public fear regarding AI's impact is a challenge.
Christopher Ruckett, Chairman of the Artificial Intelligence Task Force. And that's it for the local segment of the news. Up next, regional and international.
Shop and
and win a mega kitchen from Megamart. Spend $6,000 or more before GCT at any Megamart location and fill out the entry form provided for a chance to win a brand new stove, fridge, and microwave this Christmas from Appliance Traders Limited. Visit us on social media to win monthly prizes courtesy of Lasco, Grace Foods, and Facey Commodity Company Limited. Promotion runs from September 30 to December 6. Shop now to win a mega kitchen from Megamart. The best value by far. Conditions apply. Must be 18 years or older to enter. Authorized under Section 58.3 of the Betting, Gaming, and Lotteries Act.
In regional and international news this morning, regional news, the Cabinet of Antigua and Barbuda has sought assistance from the UK-based Scotland Yard to investigate the deaths of Member of Parliament Asset Michael and two young women. The Cabinet said it held a lengthy discussion on the murder of Michael, an independent lawmaker who was found lying in a pool of blood at his home just outside the capital, St. John's, on Monday. During the meeting, Attorney General Stedroy Benjamin contacted the Commissioner of Police to inquire about any new developments in the ongoing criminal investigation. The police say several individuals have been questioned in relation to the incident. In addition to Michael's murder, the Cabinet also addressed two other suspicious deaths that have alarmed the nation. One case involves a 16-year-old girl whose body was discovered on June 28 in a wooded area along Fig Tree Drive. The girl's 2-year-old son was found alone hours earlier, raising concerns about the circumstances behind his mother's death. International, Vladimir Putin has congratulated Donald Trump on his election victory, calling him a courageous man. Speaking at an event in the Russian city of Sochi, the Russian president said Trump was hounded from all sides during his first term in the White House. The BBC is reporting that Putin also noted Trump's claim that he can help end the war in Ukraine. During his campaign, Trump repeatedly said he could end the war in a day, but has never elaborated on how that could happen. During Putin's address, which lasted several hours and covered a wide range of topics, he also spoke of the assassination attempt on Donald Trump in July, saying it made an impression on him. And that's it for regional and international. Up next, sports.
Are you ready to turn your sales and marketing skills into high earnings? Nationwide 90 FM is searching for business development executives to build lasting client relationships. If you have experience across all stages of the sales cycle and possess strong communication, negotiation, and time management skills with a proven sales track record, this opportunity is perfect for you. Join our team and work with the top corporate brands, media agencies, and of course, our on-air personalities. Enjoy networking opportunities, professional growth, and competitive commissions. Ready to take the next step? Send your resume to hr@nationwidenewsnetwork.com today.
Need equipment rental, repair, or sales? The Contractor Center has you covered. We also offer epoxy installation, stamp concrete, and construction chemicals, serving commercial, industrial, construction, and residential industries. Don't let everyday challenges hold you back. Visit us at 26 Shortwood Road or online at contractorcenterja.com or call 876-968-4816.
Horton's RX, the caring pharmacy, the Yes We Can pharmacy, the Yes It's in Stock pharmacy, the House Call Delivery pharmacy, the RX Pack mobile app pharmacy, the RX Plus digital wallet pharmacy, the 20% reward pharmacy, the easy to remember number pharmacy, 876-RX0RXRX, the easy access 24/7 pharmacy, Horton's RX, the convenient pharmacy, #wellness, #simply delivered.
Time now for your morning sports. Cricket West Indies has imposed a 2-match ban on fast bowler Alzari Joseph following an on-field incident during the third ODI between the Windies and England at Kensington Oval in Barbados on Wednesday. CWI's Director of Cricket, Miles Bascom, says Joseph's behavior did not align with the core values of the organisation and that his conduct could not be overlooked. Bascom says the action to suspend Joseph was to ensure the gravity of the situation is fully acknowledged. Joseph has issued a public apology, acknowledging the incident and expressing regret, saying his passion got the better of him. Joseph says he has already apologized to team captain Shea Hope and the rest of his teammates. The lanky pacer Joseph lost his cool on Wednesday and was seen leaving the field after getting into a heated exchange with Hope over fielder placement during the game. Joseph was not pleased with the fielder set by Hope for him at the start of the fourth over of the match. Veteran commentator Joseph Reds Pereira has condemned Joseph's behavior.
But in all my years of broadcasting, I've never seen anything like that. I was astonished. And the difficulty was, you just couldn't understand what was the beef. He didn't get hit for 15 in the first overs and had 2 drop catches. He picked up an early wicket and then kept remonstrating. He kept waving his hands left, right, and center, talking to some of the close fieldsmen. Then came the straw that broke the camel's back. He walked off the field, which is a no-no. No permission from the captain to leave. He needs a couple of games off, but more important, he needs some help from a doctor who is a specialist in temper tantrums. And the board should try and arrange that as soon as possible.
Joseph Reds Pereira, cricket and veteran commentator. Now the big showdown between defending champions Mona and many-time winners Jamaica College will take the spotlight as quarter-final action in the Issa Manning Cup kicks off with 4 games. The game will be the first of a doubleheader at Stadium East starting at 2 p.m. The other game will feature Tivoli Gardens against Kingston College at 4 p.m. In the other 2 games, Excelsior and Hydel meet at Jamaica College at 3 p.m., while St. Catherine and Campion battle at Prison Oval, also at 3 p.m. One game will be played in the Costa Cup quarter-final. Monroe College will host Ocherius High at Monroe in a Group B game starting at 3 p.m. as well. Jamaica's 12-member Sunshine Girls squad is set to leave the island on Friday night for Manchester for the first 2 games in the first ever Vitality Horizon Netball series against England. The 2 countries will meet at the AO Arena on November 16 and 17 before shifting to Kingston at the National Indoors Sports Centre on November 25 and 26 for the return games. The team wrapped up its local preparation on Wednesday under the supervision of head coach Sasha Gay Henry. Henry told Nationwide Sports that the latter stages of the local preparation weren't the smoothest.
We had a few players that were not able coming on with the flu, but a part of that is that the doctor is working alongside with them so that they can recover properly. So we are excited and we are ready to go despite whatever challenges that we might have working with now. We are quite excited. I think we are prepared as best as we can. I mean, a lot of our girls, we were trying to balance training and school and work. So, you know, we had our little nits and picks in terms of our preparation, but we actually did the best that we could in terms of our preparation.
The games form part of a new challenge series where England and Jamaica play 4 internationals per year for 4 years, 2 at home and 2 away. Janelle Fowler-Nemud will again lead the squad, which is completed by Shanice Beckford, Mishka Curry, Rhea Dixon, Abigail Sutherland, Khadijah Williams, Crystal Plummer, Theresa Beckford, Shamira Sterling Humphrey, Kadian Dehaney, Latanya Wilson, and Jodian Ward. 3 members of the current Fast 5 squad, Zadie Green, Kimon Shaw, and Simone Gordon will join the team for the Kingston leg of the series. And that's it for your morning sports.
High, low, Hi-Lo gives you a Merry Christmas. Hi-Lo gives you a Merry Christmas. Hi-Lo gives you a Merry Christmas with 40 days of giveaway.
Win a grand prize of a trip for two to Punta Cana and get great daily prizes in the Hi-Lo 40 Days of Christmas promotion. To enter, shop at Hi-Lo, purchase any 6 Hi-Lo branded products and spend a minimum of $10,000. Then write your name, number, and address on the receipt and place in the drop box provided for a chance to win in the Hi-Lo 40 Days of Christmas promotion. Promotion ends December 31st. Conditions apply. Authorized under Section 58.3 of the Betting, Gaming, and Lotteries Act.
In business this morning, Grace Kennedy Limited says it has achieved revenues of just over $126 billion for the 9 months ended September 30 this year. In a statement to the media on Thursday, Grace Kennedy disclosed that this represents an increase of 7.3% or $8.58 billion over the corresponding period in 2023. The company says profitability also improved. Profit before tax increased to nearly $10 billion, up by $904 million over 2023, an increase of 10.3%. Net profit attributable to stockholders was $6.62 billion, an increase of 11.1%. Earnings per stock unit for the period was $6.70 compared to $6.02 in 2023. Grace Kennedy says, following the positive results, a dividend of 75 cents per stock unit has been announced by GK Group Chief Financial Officer Andrew Masado, payable on December 16, 2024. That payment amounts to $743 million. This is the fourth interim dividend payment for 2024 and brings the year-to-date total dividend payout to approximately $2.3 billion. Masado says that as they continue their journey towards becoming the #1 Caribbean brand globally by 2030, Grace Kennedy's strong 9-month performance is a testament to the steadfast dedication of its exceptional team. Now, the MSME Alliance has announced the appointment of Antoinette Hamilton as its new president effective October 30 this year. In a statement to the media, the alliance noted that under the exemplary leadership of former President Donovan Wignall, the group achieved remarkable milestones in advocating for the growth and development of the micro, small, and medium-sized enterprise sector. The group says Wignall's tenure was distinguished by efforts to provide greater support and representation for MSMEs across Jamaica, ensuring their voices were heard on national platforms and influencing policy decisions that directly impacted the sector. It says with Ms. Hamilton at the helm, the alliance reaffirms its commitment to supporting the nation's MSMEs, which are vital to Jamaica's economic growth and development. The alliance says it will continue to champion the interests of MSMEs with a renewed focus on digitization and capacity building. Finally now, in foreign exchange trading, the Jamaican dollar has gained 19 cents and will open trading today, selling for an average $159.32 against the benchmark U.S. dollar. The Jamaican dollar has lost $1.25 and will open trading today, selling for an average $115.24 against the Canadian. And finally, the Jamaican has also lost $2.88 and will open trading today, selling for an average $206.76 against the British pound. That's it for business this morning.
Clearing personal, non-commercial shipments at the port? Avoid the wait. Request a contactless clearance through your agent today. It's more efficient. It's secure. The time by the Jamaica Customs Agency is
6:32.
I don't have no time for whole heap of paperwork. That's why I downloaded and signed up for my One JN Passport app. Get it all in one go. Download and sign up now. The temperature by the One JN Passport app is
25 degrees Celsius in capital city Kingston and out west in Montego Bay, 27 degrees Celsius.
Young Rob track! Burger King 5K and Relay is back Sunday, November 10th, 6 a.m. New venue, Emancipation Park. Register with your school, alma mater, or companies to win a share of over $1 million. Past students, run, walk, or crawl, but finish the race for the BK Big Finish Prize. Register now at www.runningeventsja.com. Yo, run the track! Burger King 5K and Relay, sponsored by Rainforest Soccer Express. Burger King, developing schools and communities through sports.
The Philharmonic Orchestra of Jamaica and the Concert Chorale of Harlem present Éclat Opéra, a breathtaking evening of arias, classics, spirituals, and jazz at the Little Theatre. 2 shows, November 16 and 17. Tickets at Monarch Pharmacy, Sovereign and Barbican, Fontana, Waterloo, Music Mart, and online at Eventbrite. The Philharmonic Orchestra of Jamaica and the Concert Chorale of Harlem in concert November 16 and 17 at the Little Theatre. Main sponsors, the Jamaica Tourist Board and the Chase Fund. Details available on Facebook and the press.
Improving our relationship with you.
The Passport Immigration and Citizenship Agency, PICA, is improving its relationship with you, our valued customer. Our new customer relationship management system will help us to better understand your needs, communicate with you, and address your issues faster. Contact us online and let us help you. The new system is a joint project of PICA and the Transformation Implementation Unit.
Improving our relationship.
Building a better public sector for all.
Are you ready to turn your sales and marketing skills into high earnings? Nationwide 90 FM is searching for business development executives to build lasting client relationships. If you have experience across all stages of the sales cycle and possess strong communication, negotiation, and time management skills with a proven sales track record, this opportunity is perfect for you. Join our team and work with the top corporate brands, media agencies, and of course, our on-air personalities. Enjoy networking opportunities, professional growth, and competitive commissions. Ready to take the next step? Send your resume to hr@nationwidenewsnetwork.com today.
But your love we will always believe in. Though you may think my faith is in vain, till Shiloh we chant Rastafari's name.
There was good and evil, we chose good. Why waste the time of the Most High, ye sons of men?
The rich man's wealth is in the city, yeah. Destruction of the poor is his poverty, Lord. Destruction of your soul is vanity, yeah, yeah. Do you hear? I wanna rule my destiny. Yeah, I wanna rule my destiny. Whoa, destiny. Mama, look from when you call me. Destiny. Mama, look from when you call it. I wanna rule my destiny. Yeah, yeah. Oh, help I please. I wanna rule my destiny. Oh, Lord, I've been blessed, I've been touched. I love Jah so much. They keep fighting me, I'm not giving up. May the realms of Zion fill my spiritual cup. Wisdom overstanding must never be too much. Give I protection day and night from even the pestilence that walk at that daylight. Destiny, Mama, look from when you're calling. Destiny, Mama, look from when you calling. I wanna rule my destiny. Yeah, oh, if I please, I wanna rule my destiny.
Oh Lord, to face another day. Oh, Lord, give me strength to face I promise to serve thee.
Good morning, good morning, good morning. Of course, it's the top of the morning. You're here with us. It is Nationwide. This morning, it is indeed the big show, the best show. And I'm back with you here. Of course, you see me here, but I'm not by myself. Flanked on the right, of course, we have the beautiful, the person who will stand up to any rule that is
You're watching.
not for the people, any rule that she thinks, you know, we need to push back on. That's the person to my right. Who am I sitting beside this morning?
Good morning to you, Sandre. I'm Tana Thomas. Hello to all of you tuned in to Nationwide this morning. Happy Friday. Happy Friday to you. It is Friday, November 8th, 2024. Happy to have all of you joining us in the space. Hello to you, Wallace, Margot Weber, Doreen Morrison, Otis Blessings, Juliet Sanchez. Hello to you. She said, I lie. Juliet. You're Juliet's favorite person, you know.
I'm happy on a Friday morning to be here with Juliet Sanchez in the morning, of course. Good morning. Special morning to you. I'm sending 5 hearts right back at you. Now, they're asking why I didn't do the quiz with you, Tana. You know, I can't give you that explanation. But, you know, I think Tana fared well. Yeah,
it was a good match.
But if I was here, maybe maybe we'd have
passed the post first.
We'd had the edge. We'd have the edge. But you know how it is. It's all fair in quiz, I guess.
Yes. And I think at the very end, Ruby and Cliff won fairly. Initially, they did not, and I challenged that, but. Yeah, for the 5 last questions, that was fair.
If you had called me in, you know, we wouldn't be. I can't come on here and saying the big show, the best show, and we're relenting against, you know.
But that's how it goes sometimes.
Yeah,
you win some, you lose some.
Well, that's not what the Harris. I was going to say Biden Harris, but. Harris Waltz, I'm still a bit confused, shaken that, there was a switching candidate, but that's not how they feel. They said they're still fighting, still fighting for democracy and
so their cause continues.
Yeah. What I really liked, Tana, was Joe Biden's about 7-8 minute speech. It was good. Like, that was the best of him I've seen in a while. He came out and I don't know if he's happy because he was a bit upset that they took him out the race and then they ended up losing. I don't know, but he was so good. Like, he was authentic Joe. He looked like he drank some orange juice. He looked fiery. He looked like the person who ran against Trump when he did that speech saying, listen, there'll be a peaceful handover of power. He was, all waves and smiles, happy to see his granddaughter sitting in the front row. And that was good to see. That was good to see. And yeah, it's going to be an interesting 4 years, Jermaine, because not only do they have the White House, they have the Senate, and they're this close to getting the House, retaining the House because they had it before. And the only issue that a lot of people will have, especially those who are political pundits, would be, what are the checks and balances? What if everybody falls in line? There wouldn't be a lot of checks and balances, if any. If there aren't people that are there who would be against particular policies, etc. So, interesting 4 years. Vivian Howell, good morning. Where is George? Well, I'm going to tell you something special about George, but I'm not going to tell you just yet. I'm going to give it some time to simmer. Yes, I'm going to give it some time to simmer. But as I'm saying, Tana, it's an interesting 4 years ahead. And does this have an impact on our elections? That's a question that, we have to ask, because a lot of people, I don't know if a lot of people know, but naturally, our political parties in Jamaica align with political parties overseas. That's why sometimes at their conferences they say they bring in somebody from another country to come in and speak. You know, you'd have seen the Prime Minister of St. Vincent and the Grenadines, Ralph, who is I think a 5-star general or something like that, and he would have spoken at the PMP conferences before. You'd have seen that the JLP is normally aligned with the Republicans, the PMP normally just left and right wing. It's not really, oh my God, you know, we are also aligned, but it's just how the politics has been over the years. So it should be interesting, you know.
Yeah,
should be interesting. But yes, I've said enough. I just missed you all. Where are we, Tana?
That was your mini one.
Let's call it that.
Yeah, but we are focusing a lot we have been focusing a lot since Wednesday on quiz competitions, and as you know, on many Fridays in this space during this time, we do have our News in the Week quiz where we engage with you, our YouTubers, our listeners, see if you have been on the ball all week, and you can reel off the answers very quickly to our questions in relation to news matters that happen each week. So here we go. Let's go see if we can get as much in about 2 minutes. Question number 1. YouTubers, if you're over in Radioland, hop on over to our channel, Nationwide 90 FM Live. In what year was Don Webby first appointed to the Senate? In what year was Don Webby first appointed to the Senate? Yeah, we had this in the news yesterday because of the occasion. Don Webby resigned from the Senate, from the upper house yesterday. So we had that in the news. In what year was Don Webby first appointed to the Senate? What's your answer, YouTubers? Who will be quick on the draw with the answer in the chat?
Mark Greenswood saying it's 2018. No, you're a bit off, Mark. But then, first out, Neely Rob, 2007. You are indeed correct. JJS Michael, Gray, Ricardo Webb, Shanna Scott, Robbie and Williams.
Robbie and Williams.
Cleve Clark. Yeah,
you're expelled, Robbie.
Yeah, Robbie, and you're not allowed to be a part of this quiz for many reasons. I stated one of them as I just came on the show, of course.
No, it's okay, Robbie. Catch your practice. Because maybe these questions will come for the quiz, for your quiz final a little later on. Can you stay in the chat, Robbie? So question number 2. Who are the candidates for the by-election in Northwest St. Andrew? Who are the candidates for the by-election in Northwest St. Andrew?
Boy, you know, I don't know the answer to this question.
3 of them, they're all men. Yeah, 3 of them, they're all men. Who are the candidates for the by-election in Northwest St. Andrew?
You, Ruben, don't go Google now.
What's your answer? What's your answer? There are 3 candidates. All of them are men. Nomination day was on Wednesday.
I see
we reported on this.
Person having a name, but I won't call who put that name. But I see Student for Life saying Dwayne Smith. Okay, that's one.
That's
Neely
one.
Rob says 2 former PMP and Dwayne Smith. We wanted to be a little bit more specific than that.
Yeah, we know that, but tell us the names of the other 2 candidates.
All right.
Nobody's getting that one, so we're going to give the answer for that one so we can move along. So it is Dwayne Smith, Rohan Banks, and Carl O'Neill Marshall.
Leonard Sybil gave the last names of all 3.
Smith, Banks, and Marshall. Correct. Yeah. Moving on to question number 3. How many gangsters have been arrested since the start of 2024 and placed before the courts?
Oh.
How many gangsters have been arrested since the start of 2024 and placed before the courts? We have been reporting on that as well, coming out of that report that the police high command presented to cabinet. A lot of the information was presented by the National Security Minister at the post-cabinet press briefing at Jamaica House on Wednesday. How many gangsters have been arrested and placed before the courts since the start of the year? Since the start of 2024, it's over 100. That's the clue. Wesley Cunningham said 165. No, not quite. Cleve Clark is saying 190. That's not the answer either.
Yeah, Jacqueline Strong Roden is saying 165. That's
And
not
Joseph,
the answer.
Joseph
either.
Foster is saying 165. That's not the answer. Juliet Lynn is the closest so far. Juliet said 150, but it's not 150.
Motivator says 152. So
Close as well, but it's not 152. You're almost there, Motivator.
yeah. Oh, Debbie Leslie 156. The whopping 156. That is indeed correct, Debbie. That is the amount of gangsters that would have been arrested since the start of 2024. And our next question, quickly along, what division did Dwayne Smith represent at the Kingston St. Andrew Municipal Corporation? What division did Dwayne Smith represent?
Yeah, he has been in the news. He was on Cliff Hughes Online yesterday. So what division is Dwayne Smith, or did he represent at the Kingston and St. Andrew Municipal Corporation? Still the counselor for that division
Chris
until
Mullins,
such time.
Mark Greenswood, Chancery Hall. Shanna Scott said Chancery Hall, but I'm guessing that's a typo. But yes, Chancery Hall. And I think that's it for our quiz this morning. We're going for a quick break, and we'll be right back with you.
Youth in conflict with the law can get a second chance through child diversion. For more information, visit moj.gov.jm. The time by the Ministry of Justice is
6:49.
Does your bra ride up your back? Do your shoulders hurt from carrying the weight of your breasts? These are signs of an ill-fitting bra. When was the last time you were fitted by a bra fit specialist? The bra experts at LaBelle Femme will take care of you. Drop into the store at 53 Lady Musgrave Road, Tuesdays to Saturdays from 10 to 5, and you will see the difference. Or call 876-622-6091.
For all your electrical needs, visit ABC Electrical Sales. They stock a wide variety of electrical supplies including plugs, switches, panel boards and conduits, plus energy-saving fixtures. ABC Electrical Sales stocks brands like GE, Siemens, Philips, Cutler Hammer, and Allen Bradley. They also offer free island-wide delivery just to suit your needs. Visit them at Shop 8, Hagley Park Plaza, Kingston 10, or call 876-754-3714-5 or 876-754-3825-8. ABC Electrical Sales, for a better choice in the electrical business.
Wellington Dental believes that a smile tells 1,000 words. They are dedicated to giving their patients high-quality dental care, offering a full range of dental services so all of your family's needs are met under one roof. Fillings, extractions, crowns, bridges, and much more. They also accept patients using wheelchair. Visit Wellington Dental, 57 Wellington Street, Spanish Town's premier dental provider. Call them today at 876-749-3515.
Korean solid surface, so versatile and beautiful. It's non-porous, no sealing necessary, renewable and repairable, so easy to clean and maintain, and can be thermoformed into any shape. Choose Korean, the #1 solid surface in the world, when you want beauty and the best for your countertop. Visit Home International Limited, located at 104 Constance Ring Road. Telephone 755-1970 or 924-0437.
Street Smart and the JUTC Morning Commute is brought to you by JUTC, your route to excellence.
All right, when you hear those horns, you know what time it is. It is indeed time to hear what's happening on our streets. It's Street Smart, and of course we have Ludlow McLean, who will tell us what's on the roads. Good morning, Ludlow.
Morning, Sondre. How are you doing, boss?
I'm good, and are you?
I am good.
Saying I hail up, Tana.
Tana, yeah, man. Then I keep on talking now,
Hey to you, Ludlow.
Right. Well put together TP. Anyway. The situation on our roads is that remember motorists, there was a heavy shower of rain yesterday evening, and believe me, the area between, I would say between 3 o'clock all the way back to 6:37. I mean, New Kingston was gridlock. I don't know if people called in, but it was really terrible. You could hardly move out of New Kingston. Whether you want to go, you get into New Kingston, Trafalgar Road, Barbican Road, all these areas, gridlock with traffic. And still there's water on the road. So I'm asking motorists to be very careful because you might drop into a hole and then you splash the motor. So you have to be careful. Drive a little bit slow when you see these holes. But in the meantime, the regular routes are building already. That's not from the Fordich report. The Washington Boulevard from eastbound, the Spanish Town Road southbound, heading towards the 3 Miles area. All these areas have been building. And even beyond that, the Mandela Highway coming out of Portmore via the Municipal Boulevard and places like Grange Lane has traffic moving around, the Fort Henderson Road, going through the other areas. Many other areas exiting back onto the highway, which is exiting onto Marcus Garvey Drive, but it's flowing on that side. But when you get onto Marcus Garvey, you're going to find it building on that southbound leg, heading to downtown Kingston. So that's what's happening right now. But there are many other areas that is building right now, but for the time being, that's the information.
All right. Thank you so much, Ludlow. And that's Ludlow McLean with Street Smart. And of course, we'll hear back from him a little bit later in the show. Right now, we're going to a word of the day.
Street Smart and the JUTC Morning Commute was brought to you by JUTC, your route to excellence.
Your word of the day spelled C-A-P-A-P-I-E, spelled C-A-P-A-P-I-E.
Kappa P. Kappa P. Kappa P.
Yeah, we thought it was Kappa Pi, but the pronunciation dictionary.com has provided Kappa P. Kappa P, it's an adverb and it means from head to foot. From head to foot, first recorded between 1515 and 1525. To use Kappa P in a sentence, the knights were dressed Kappa P from head to foot in armor, ready for battle. That's your word of the day. Up next, your features at the top of the hour, the news.
Lying is often ranked as one of the major relationship offenses. We all hate being lied to, and we all know we're not supposed to. But as much as we hate to admit it, we all do it in some form or another, and children are some of the biggest offenders. Today in Parenting Tips, why children lie and how to deal with it. According to parenting website raisingchildren.net.au, children learn to lie from an early age, usually around 3 years of age. But children lie more at 4 to 6 years old. They might get better at telling lies by matching their facial expressions and the tone of their voices to what they're saying. If you ask children to explain what they're saying, they'll usually own up to the lie. As children grow older though, they can lie more successfully without getting caught. The lies also get more complicated because children have more words and are better at understanding how other people think. There are a number of reasons why children lie, from developmental to learned behavior. But one thing is certain, it's often not as intentional as adults think. Clinical psychologist and author of Pathological Positivity, Dr. Paul Jenkins, says children often use lies as a strategy.
What are the strategies for? To get out of something? To avoid something? Maybe those are the same thing. To get some kind of a reward? To gain some kind of attention? And lying works, unfortunately. And that's why kids do it. So it's not an adaptive strategy, but it is an effective strategy.
Dr. Paul Jenkins, clinical psychologist and author of Pathological Positivity. How should parents respond to catching their child in a lie? Differentiating between fantasy and reality is helpful when dealing with a child who lies. This doesn't mean minimizing fantasy, It simply means helping children to distinguish between what is real and what is fake. Around age 4 or 5, children are cognitively able to think this through. So, when you see your child playing a game of pretend, you can use that as an opportunity to talk about what's real, what's not real, and how to tell the difference. Find out why the child lied. Punishing a child for lying without understanding why he or she did it is ineffective. Also, be a role model. For good and for bad, we are our children's role models. If you lie, they will lie too. If you cheat, they will too. If you tell the truth, even when it's difficult, they will too. Relax and know that in the long run, it's probably no big deal. In the end, unless children continue to lie repetitively and about significant things past age 12, know that it probably won't become a serious child behavior problem. Continue to teach, model, and reward honest behavior, and they'll catch on. That's it for parenting tips today.
Fearless and fair, nationwide 90 FM.
Motherhood is the start of a new chapter in every woman's life. I'm Tana, and today on Lifestyle Pages, it's all about the new mommies. You have read the books and heard all the testimonials, but you think you're not ready to be a mom. Don't worry. This is a normal reaction for new moms, and it will get better. As you bond with your newborn, it's important that you sleep while the baby sleeps. In this early stage, they only want mommy. So don't frustrate yourself with chores at this time. You need your rest as much as the baby does. Introduce a bottle early. This not only gives you more time to rest while grandma has the baby, it also fills them up a little more so they sleep longer. Newborns always have gas. One way to relieve this is to place your baby on their back and rotate the legs of the baby in a bicycle pedaling motion. Try to build a routine for sleeping and stick to it. Those were your Lifestyle Pages. I'm Tana.
Nationwide 90 FM, continuing the tradition of fair, fearless, and factual reporting.
From Negril Point to Morant Bay, a little kindness can go a far way. The time by the Jamaica Information Service is
News time 7 o'clock.
If you need to build it, plumb it, weld it, pave it, or power it, National Supply has it. Get the best brands for the job at Jamaica's Industrial Hardware Superstore, Kingston Normal Bay. The temperature by National Supply is
25 degrees Celsius in Kingston, 27 degrees Celsius in Montego Bay.
The most credible news in the morning. The news at 7 on Nationwide 90 FM.
Coming up in the news at 7 this morning, Friday, November 8, 2024, Social Security Ministry to lead disaster relief efforts in about 40 communities worst affected by Tropical Storm Raphael. Prime Minister Andrew Holness says his government is looking at crafting laws to deal specifically with mass shooting incidents. Vibes Cartel says he's not a political animal, clarifying that his support for Isaac Buchanan is to be viewed as the endorsement of a friend.
Don't get the thing twisted. He's an artist first and a businessman next. And Isaac is a friend of mine. Darrell Vaz is a friend of mine because I've been knowing him for years.
In international news, Vladimir Putin hails incoming US President Donald Trump as a courageous man.
If it's news, it's got to be Nationwide 90 FM.
Now to the details. The Ministry of Labour and Social Security says it's leading a coordinated disaster relief response to assist the Jamaicans who were impacted by Tropical Storm Raphael. In an update on Thursday, the ministry says its parish teams have been deployed to distribute relief items to communities affected by severe flooding and landslides in 8 parishes. Among the affected communities, 6 in Kingston and St. Andrew, 6 in St. Catherine, 18 in Clarendon, 2 in Manchester, 3 in St. Anne, and 1 each in St. Mary and Westmoreland. The ministry says it has also provided over 2,000 food packages, 77 cases of drinking water, 195 hygiene kits, and 50 mattresses. It says special attention is being directed towards reaching residents marooned in Mount Airy in St. Andrew. Similar relief efforts are also underway to assist marooned residents in McNeil Land and Bay Road in Westmoreland. The ministry says a shelter has been opened at the Eldon Washington Basic School, which is now housing 8 persons. The National Works Agency NWA says efforts are being made to clear the Bogwalk Gorge and Connors Main Road in St. Catherine, which remain impassable to vehicular traffic. According to the NWA, the 2 critical corridors in St. Catherine remain fully blocked following the passage of Tropical Storm Raphael. It says the areas affected are the Spanish Town to Ewerton leg of the Bogwalk Gorge and the roadway from Bartons to Ginger Ridge at Connors. Manager of Communication and Customer Services at the NWA, Stephen Shaw, says significant cleaning is required before either roadway is accessible. He says the agency is trying to get equipment into the areas, especially to facilitate the JPS, as some communities in the surrounding area are without power. Shaw says there are multiple impediments along the 2 corridors. These include fallen trees, massive boulders, landslides, and blocked drains. Shaw says the areas from which the boulders were dislodged will likely be unstable and will require some assessment before the area can be safely used. He says no timeline can be given on when the roads will be accessible to motorists. Dancehall superstar Vybz Kartel has moved to clarify his involvement in the political arena. According to Kartel, his true allegiance is to the Jamaican people, regardless of whether they support the opposition PNP or the ruling JLP. Kartel was a special guest at the PNP's annual conference on September 15, taking the stage alongside his attorney, Isaac Buchanan. The artiste also posted a recent video on social media in which he asked Buchanan about his plans for East Portland. Buchanan is the man tasked by the PNP with unseating the JLP's Anne-Marie Vaz as MP. But in another video posted on social media on Thursday, Kartel says his interest in Buchanan should be seen only as support for a friend who was integral to his release from prison.
Yeah, good night, Gaza Nation. I have a pressing message. I want people understand. We're there, we're going to represent for Isaac Buchanan as a bridging. I know I'm running in politics thing and thing, and a lot of people take it out of proportion along political divide, and we understand that this is Jamaica, politically harsh environment. But remember this, Vybz Kartel, first and foremost, my allegiance is to the people of Jamaica. Whether you're PNP, whether you're Labour right, Vybz Kartel allegiance is to the people of Jamaica, because Jamaica make me rich.
Kartel said he also holds no animosity towards either Anne-Marie Vaz or her husband, the West Portland MP, Daryl Vaz.
Me and Isaac good, me and Daryl Vaz good. Me no know him wife, but she look like a cool lady to me. Big up Miss Vaz and thing, yeah. The point I try to make is this, don't get the thing twisted. Me's an artist first and a businessman next. And Isaac is a friend of mine. Daryl Vaz is a friend of mine because me know him for years. Matter of fact, me know him from like 2008, 2009. Don't get the thing twisted. I want Jamaica, me say, that if I go over there, so the youth, them are going to lift me up. And if I go over here, so the youth, them are going to lift me up. Why if he lift me up? But you don't know what I mean.
Vybz Kartel. A 48-hour curfew has been imposed in sections of Lucy in Hanover. The curfew began at 6 p.m. on Thursday, November 7, and will remain in effect until 6 p.m. on Saturday, November 9. The curfew covers the Johnstown and the Brissett communities, the Elgin Town Sports Complex, and Q District. During the hours of the curfew, all persons within its boundaries are required to remain within their premises unless otherwise authorized by the ground commander. Prime Minister Andrew Holness says the government is examining whether there needs to be legislation in place to deal specifically with mass shooting incidents.
The efforts that we are making in reducing shootings and murders could easily be wiped out by just one incident. And we probably need to craft legislation to specifically identify these kinds of shootings. We are saying that there are mass shootings. I don't like the term. I would prefer to say multiple fatal victims incidents. So we are examining the legislation to see how we can craft specific laws around that, or whether or not we actually have legislation that can be used together to create that impact. Because it is beyond me to see why someone would see a festive event going on and just open fire. These persons are not ordinary criminals. They are your worst kind and should be pursued with extreme prejudice.
The latest multiple shooting incident occurred on Saturday night at Bowens Road in St. Andrew, where 3 men were killed and 5 others injured. It followed last month's deadly attack at a football match in Pleasant Heights, East Kingston. In that incident, 5 men were killed and 2 others injured. Making reference to another deadly attack in Cherry Tree Lane, Clarendon in August, the Prime Minister said his government will continue to incentivize the public to share information on such acts.
The government will continue to incentivize the public to share information. In the Cherry Tree Lane incident, we had put up a reward of about 25 million Jamaican dollars. We're going to increase that. We'll look at the budget and see what we have, but we must incentivize the sharing of information. And anytime there is any shooting that is a multiple victim shooting, there will be a substantial reward for the public, for anyone who would give information leading to the capture, arrest of anyone who is involved.
Prime Minister Andrew Holness. Tourism Minister Ed Bartlett is welcoming the long-awaited resumption of flights from the Portuguese capital Lisbon to Montego Bay in St. James.
We're very pleased to announce the new flights that will emerge from Portugal. We have had a good program prior to COVID. This represents now a resumption of the flights out of Portugal to Jamaica. This hopefully will break what has been the drought out of that side of Europe into Jamaica and the English-speaking Caribbean. Jamaica is very pleased to have concluded the arrangements for these new flights to emerge, and I'm looking forward to the commencement for summer of 2025.
Ed Bartlett, Tourism Minister. The service will be done through Spanish airline World 2 Fly. World 2 Fly is a new airline established in 2021 as part of the Spanish hotel and the tourism conglomerate Iberostar Group. It's set to enhance visitor arrivals to Jamaica from Europe by 7,000 passengers between June and September 2025. The non-stop weekly flight will be operated by an Airbus A350 with approximately 400 seats. And the Tourism Minister Ed Bartlett is highlighting the need for a stronger and more collaborative tourism strategy across Commonwealth nations. He says this can unlock approximately $90 trillion of GDP.
Commonwealth offers perhaps the greatest opportunity for tourism convergence, covering some 56 countries, of which the Caribbean has 13. We recognize now that with the expansion of the economies of India and other Commonwealth countries out of Africa, we're looking at a 2.7 billion population within the Commonwealth, earning some $19 trillion for GDP. Leveraging that for tourism flows into the region itself is going to be a wealth-creating exercise.
Minister Bartlett noted that the combined GDP in the Commonwealth reached approximately $14 trillion in 2022, with a trajectory towards $20 trillion by 2029. Intra-Commonwealth trade, which reached $854 billion in 2022, is said to exceed $1 trillion by 2026. Experts say this offers vast potential for growth in sectors such as tourism, food trade, foreign direct investment, and services. The minister is urging the Commonwealth Secretariat to take the opportunity to enhance visitor facilitation, open skies agreements, visa liberalization, and technology integration to boost connectivity among member states.
I think this is a great moment for the Commonwealth Secretariat to take a bold step and for the political leaders of the Caribbean to respond in like manner. I recognize that, His Majesty the King himself has been talking about a stronger Commonwealth, and I believe that here's an opportunity. Tourism is going to provide an opportunity, not just because it is the fastest way of transferring wealth around, but because of its immediate convertibility property, so that as the plane moves with the passengers and they come into a destination, the dollar immediately goes into the pockets of the ordinary people.
Ed Bartlett, Tourism Minister. Managing Director of Caribbean Immigrant Services Erwin Clare is expressing concern that U.S. President-elect Donald Trump's immigration policy, which includes the promise of mass deportations, could have far-reaching effects beyond just undocumented migrants. Immigration was a cornerstone of Trump's 2024 campaign, with the president-elect repeatedly emphasizing his commitment to expelling large numbers of illegal migrants from the country. Speaking on Nationwide at 5 on Thursday, Clare warned that legal residents and their families could also find themselves caught up in the crackdown.
It's not just about undocumented immigrants. This is impacting all immigrants. Understand that undocumented immigrants don't live in a silo. They live in families who are legal, who are citizens. They don't just live in a corner by themselves. So it will impact all immigrants in the country. This is real. It has been a campaign that has been happening since his first term in office. When you look at many industries that exist because of immigrants, we are not supporting persons breaking the rules. No, but if they're in a situation and I find myself as my brother's keeper, it is up to me for me in a position to help my brother, That's what we're saying.
There's growing anxiety among immigrants in the United States about the potential implications of what Trump says will be a priority for his new administration. Clare says the unpredictable nature of immigration enforcement under Trump's leadership is also a concern.
It's going to be a task that will be messy because you also have another factor here, and that is the inclusion of local police departments being deputized to act as immigration personnel. In other words, picking up people. So just imagine folks now being picked up based on what? The color of your skin, the way you talk, and now you're caught up in a dragnet. And the whole aspect of this whole situation too is another feature here that bodes well for this manifestation, and that is the whole situation of fear. Because if anything else that moves the dial in the undocumented population community is that of fear. And already you're hearing stories about people making comments as what will happen to you. These are the things that will become part of the process. So yes, I believe that we're in for a messy ride.
Erwin Clare, Managing Director of Caribbean Immigration Services. Overseas news now. Russian President Vladimir Putin has congratulated Donald Trump on his election victory, calling him a courageous man. Speaking at an event in the Russian city of Sochi, Putin said Trump was hounded from all sides during his first term in the White House. The BBC is reporting that Putin also noted Trump's claim that he can help end the war in Ukraine. During his campaign, Trump repeatedly said he could end the war in a day, but has never elaborated on how that could happen. During Putin's address, which lasted several hours and covered a wide range of topics, he also spoke of the assassination attempt on Donald Trump in July, saying it made an impression on him. That's the news.
Sign up for the JN Money Card. It's safe, convenient, and free. The time by JN Money is
7:16.
Life gets busy, from work to play, but don't forget your health checks.
The NHF card now offers discounts on PSA tests and pap smears to help check for prostate and cervical cancer. Women 21 and over get a subsidy for pap smears every 3 years.
And men 40 and over receive an annual subsidy for PSA tests. Get your NHF card today.
The NHF is here for health. The NHF is here for you.
With Jamaica Automobile Association, membership is a win-win. Enter the JAA Fuel Up promotion and you could win the grand prize of JAA Gold membership for 1 year, plus fuel valued at $240,000. Just purchase, renew or upgrade your JAA membership or use your individual JAA advance card to buy at least $10,000 of fuel a month. So, fuel up! There's also monthly prices of $20,000 in fuel. Enter now. JAA Fuel Up promotion ends December 13, 2024. Conditions apply.
hurt less with Pharma Joint Flex. Taking Pharma Joint Flex daily helps to repair, replenish, and revitalize worn, damaged cartilage that causes joint pain. Do you suffer from arthritis and chronic joint pain? Then Pharma Joint Flex is the remedy for you. Our all-natural formula contains glucosamine and chondroitin, ingredients for joint repair, so you can get relief. Ask your pharmacist or doctor for Pharma Joint Flex, distributed by Massey.
Street Smart and the JUTC Morning Commute is brought to you by JUTC, your route to excellence.
Time now for Street Smarts 2 with Ludlow McLean. Good morning, Ludlow.
Good morning. Good morning, George. And I want to say happy birthday to a magnificent colleague and a fantastic broadcaster. I enjoy working with you, boss.
Thank you very much, sir.
I wish you all the best.
Thank you very much, sir.
Have a great day.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you very much. You mash up Sanjay plan, what I say go. Thank you, man.
For Friday, though, I would say it's still not too bad in terms of vehicular traffic. I looked at Mullines and Washington. Mullines, Washington was busy, but it still remains so. Even Waltham and Cassia Park, or Waltham and Mullines Cassia, that's not too bad either. But however, if you're making it straight down towards Bay Farm Road, you have a bit of traffic there, and going further down, it's going to be busy all the way because the road's still not in a good condition along Waltham Park Road, heading further down towards to connect with Spanish Town Road. Hagley Park Road, good movement in that area, except when you get into the 3 Miles area. It's a bit busy in that particular area. And going further up Hagley Park Road, you're going to find it also busy as they make your way across to South Oden Avenue, making it across to Constant Spring Road and heading southbound to Half a Tree. That's the busiest area. But by and large, the traffic is building. After the support, definitely you'll have much more traffic. But remember, there are certain little shortcuts you can take. If you're on the boulevard, Kenya Drive, going all the way up to Manor Park, via Sunrise, via Whitehall Avenue and Cassava Peace. And if you're on the Spanish Town Road, heading towards New Kingston or any of these areas, you can also go through Penwood Road. You can go to Henley Road. Going across the Bay Farm Road, it's not too bad at this time either. And you make your decision how you want to get to New Kingston. It's our second report for the morning. Still wet conditions. It's bright and sunny now. Let's see what happens in the afternoon. It always rains in the afternoon. So until Monday, we'll do it all over again. At Street Smart, your safety is our concern. George, have a great day.
Thank you, Ludlow. Thank you, my friend. Ludlow McLean there with the Street Smarts with the last one for the week. Up next, Front Page.
Street Smart and the JUTC Morning Commute was brought to you by JUTC, your route to excellence.
Front Page is brought to you today by ABC Electrical Sales, for a better choice in the electrical business. For all your electrical needs, visit ABC Electrical Sales. They stock a wide variety of electrical supplies including plugs, switches, panel boards and conduits, plus energy-saving fixtures. ABC Electrical Sales stocks brands like GE, Siemens, Philips, Cutler Hammer and Allen Bradley. They also offer free island-wide delivery just to suit your needs. Visit them at Shop 8, Hagley Park Plaza, Kingston 10, or call 876-754-3714-5 or 876-754-3825-8. ABC Electrical Sales, for a better choice in the electrical business.
Welcome back to Nationwide this morning. On the front page, our discussion segment today, refocusing our attention to matters of national security. National Security Minister Dr. Horace Chang says nearly 500 individuals, including 19 women, have been detained for gang activity since the start of the year. Minister Chang provided the figures during Wednesday's post-cabinet media briefing, where he updated the nation on the administration's progress in tackling crime. According to Dr. Chang, gang activity in the country has nearly been cut in half. He says a significant reduction was accomplished through targeting select individuals who are major perpetrators of violence. However, Dr. Chang says there's been an alarming trend recently of mass killings being perpetrated by gangsters. He joins us now. Good morning to you.
Good morning, Dr. Chang.
Good morning, good morning.
Thank you so much again.
You.
Thank you so much again, Dr. Chang, for rejoining us this morning after, the bit of mishap yesterday. So let's begin the conversation here. We asked yesterday the improvements, the progress in the statistics that we're seeing from the work that the Jamaica Constabulary Force and other members of the security apparatus have been doing, but still this feeling or perception that Jamaicans might have about crime and violence. How do you square the two?
Yeah. No, we're at an extremely high rate. The high violence, I think they're 1 year just below 1,000, minimally below 1,000 since the year 2000. It's a long time to be experiencing this kind of high rate, over 40 per 100,000. Once you get a dip up in the significance, when you have a multiple fatal incident, then the society gets somewhat agitated, and correctly so, because it's still too high an incident. Realize that they are also the fact that when they happen, as if they would be nearer to certain communities, the view is we have kind of come to accept that a number of communities have high incidence of violence, and the reaction is not as severe when they happen in those areas. But a report comes out that a resident jailer has had an incident in which there are multiple victims. Something like Churchill Lane in Clarendon is seen as a quiet rural community in the eyes of the wider Jamaica. It upsets the entire country. So when these incidents happen, they have particular greater social impact than average. But we have made some progress, and we have to give the police credit for what's happening, the whole reorganization, and the new deployment and investigative strategy.
I have a question.
Moving in a reasonable direction, but not yet near a victory lap.
Dr. Chang, 19 women. That's the question a lot of people are going to ask. A couple years ago, we had from the university, we'd have seen where there was that conversation about women being involved in gang activity. 19 is a number that a lot of people are wondering, really? Women, in gang activity? What's your take on that?
Well, remember on the anti-gang measure, any individual associated with the gang can be there's evidence to show that they're involved in the activity, not necessarily shooting. The Tasman trial took place in a particular day. There was playing a particular role of almost being a liaison officer between the gang and civil society and legal process as well. So they played different role from being active killers. That's what I think in most cases. As in all cases, they are identified. But the Anti-Gang Act gives you the possibility of, or the legal framework in which you can identify a number of individuals who are working together, conspiring together to take criminal action. And that's, a number of ladies get involved in that.
All right, so the effectiveness of the legislation, then, we're saying that it has been working, and would you account the reduction seen in crime this year partly based on that legislation and the arrests made this year?
I say the gang activity has to be approached from a holistic point of view. A suite of activities. In the immediate situation, we seek to identify, find evidence, apprehend, and prosecute. You have to also engage in preventative measures that will prevent recruitment of younger generation into gangs. So the number of activities we have done have laid the foundation for, impact on the gang activity, and as a result, have some impact on homicide. Do you have to continue and complete some of those processes because they're not all complete? Remember, we indicated very early on to build out the police force. So we now have effectively 3,000 more police officers who have been trained as general police officers, and many of them trained in specialized areas. So we can expand investigation, increase the operational teams, and a number of other things. But the deployment has also been made more efficient. We have restructured we have reintroduced the highway patrol teams because, as you notice, a number of the shootings take place by drive-bys. So we have to increase our level of control on the road space. So the expansion of the police force is key. We have given them additional equipment, and we have given them both personal, in terms of law enforcement, personal equipment and apparatus, as well as wider and stronger infrastructure. We start with mobility. We have given them motor vehicles, which are police vehicles. We send it in back and give it to them and paint a red and white streak on it. They have equipment with smart checks. Some of the new ones have cameras. They have tracking tools, computerized equipment in them that police requires in the modern day. We get on to the fact that they're better equipped. We have changed the uniforms, which has implications because, keep having the argument of how many people should have cameras and which of them should have. But the old uniforms could not hold the cameras. You had cameras that had to return and fit on the NRN uniform.
And we're seeking clarification in relation to that, Dr. Chang, because you did speak on the matter of body-worn cameras at Post Cabinet, and I believe a lot of people have walked away thinking that you meant that body-worn cameras shouldn't be on the uniforms of police officers, police personnel who are carrying out, active pursuits, or they're on operations, shouldn't have on body-worn cameras. Was that what you were saying?
Technically, that's certain operations don't lend itself to use cameras with any effectiveness. When you're going through, let's say, the hills of St. Catherine, it's going to have limited value. I said the commitment to using body-worn cameras, especially in police shooting, come from American research, where most of the police shooting take place in traffic stops, where there's a history of profiling individuals and they end up in arguments and people are shot. In those situations, the camera is perfect. And essentially it reflects that the cameras are most effective in what we may call public order issues. So we have had a history of a time when police officers were seen, whether it was vendors, one media highlighted vendors, but in crowd control, in any activity, even prosecuting a taxi operator, you see persons being beaten up, being manhandled by several police officers, gun butted, etc. We have not had that kind of complaint for maybe one incident for many years. The police have been trained. We have expanded the number, so they're not as tired. And they have been trained not only in more effective training, just policing methods, but also the fact in the rights of individuals. And so that's have an impact, although most of the cameras are deployed are in that area. And to ensure that there is a increased sensitivity and so the Public Safety and Traffic Enforcement Branch, which deals with public order, supported by members of the Geographic Division, there are those who have the cameras deployed. When you're in combat, you must take evasive action. And I said you don't need to do research to do that. And when you take evasive action, it means the camera loses the impact. And that's all I'm saying.
Before you go, Dr. Chang, we're going to break in about 1 minute. We had some concern yesterday on social media about service vehicles in St. Mary. Do you have a comment on that? People are saying they weren't enough.
Well, we don't have enough on the road now. We have bought a lot of service vehicles, and every division has some. Sometimes one of the challenges you have, and the citizens complain about it, and we are seeking to correct that because it should not be there. But the vehicles are assigned to division, so the superintendent is the one in charge and do the most efficient deployment of all resources.
Hold that thought for me, Dr. Chang. Hold that thought. We're going for a quick break and we're coming back on that thought.
No problem.
Jamaica live good, yeah.
Give up every illegal gun. Call the police at 119 or Crime Stop at 311. The time by the Ministry of National Security is
7:33.
Shop at Mark's Superstore Furniture and Hardware, located in Lioneltown and Portland Cottage Fair, Clarendon.
They have hardware items, furniture, televisions, washing machines, freezers, refrigerators, beds and bedding, household appliances, home accessories, and more.
Every Thursday, get 10% discount on cooking gas, excluding deliveries.
Visit any of their 2 locations or call 876-919-6067.
Mark's Superstore Furniture and Hardware, quick and fast delivery.
Pass your exams at Maths Unlimited with Exam Pass, the 3-step system to exam success. 1. Complete critical topics in teaching sessions. 2. Do past paper questions by topic in practice sessions. 3. Revise intensely with topic reviews and exam drills. CSEC, CAPE, PEP, City and Guilds, face-to-face and online. Call or WhatsApp 876-540-9281.
Experience unmatched performance and ultimate control with KYB shocks from Bird's Auto Parts. KYB shocks are perfect for every ride. Choose from a wide range of shocks such as Gas Adjust, Scorch Force, and XLG, which provide superior handling and stability on all terrain. For a smoother, safer, and more reliable drive, choose KYB. Available now at Bird's Auto Parts. Get 15% off your purchase of 2 or more KYB shocks. August 9 to November 8. It hurts if you don't check Birds.
All right, we're back with you. Of course, we're on the front page, and if you're with us on your way to work and you just joined in, we are speaking with Security Minister Dr. Horace Chang, Dr. Honorable Horace Chang, and we're having a conversation regarding the recently released cabinet report and the report to the nation really on what has been happening in that portfolio. We left the conversation on comments that we'd have seen that spoke about service vehicles, not enough service vehicles being in St. Mary. And Dr. Chang, you were commenting on that. I asked you to hold that thought, and I just want you to continue along that vein.
Yes, so we as vehicles and in fact general resources for the police and the division is assigned to the superintendent for deployment and allocation. The superintendent is held accountable to the commissioner and therefore to the country. He has to provide his quarterly plan, a strategic plan, and impact he expects to have on criminal activity. So you have 1 or 2 small stations when you have accidents. Unfortunately, we have stricter monitoring and improved driver training. And if you have short and vehicle, you may find a small station it does not have a resident vehicle because the police now has 2 new deployments in the area. Well, 3 really, because the highway patrol is now centralized for the area. And then you have what is called an operating supporting team, which patrols all the entire divisional area, as well as a fugitive apprehension team, which tends to track down the wanted individuals once the case is made. So you may find that he will maybe give greater priority at a particular point in time when he's short to the OST team, the operational support team, as well as he'll hold the men accountable because a small station, they only have 2 weeks when they crash them, they have to wait a while before he takes from a critical area on a sign here. It's a logistical issue, and we allow it to the discretion of the superintendent in the area to allocate them accordingly and to hold individuals in charge of the small station accountable. But we know we are somewhat behind. We have been acquiring many vehicles. We are in the process of acquiring nearly over 200 vehicles. We expect to have a number out for the December period. We are pushing hard to use all the exemptions granted to the security forces to acquire equipment to get at least another 50 vehicles on the road in times for the festive season when you have extra activity and we need additional police officers on the road. We have some other vehicles coming in from Japan which are more appropriate for deep road areas.
Right.
And we want to assign them in those areas. So we're clearing them and getting there. So we're aware of it, but we ask the commute to understand and that even if they don't have a vehicle, they're not left without police coverage and patrols because of the
But before I have Tana ask you that burning question that she has, but Dr. Chang, to give some reprieve, people would want to understand what the timeline would be for. You said you're looking to getting an additional 200, but what are you looking on as it relates to timeline?
So we're looking at getting at least 50 in time for December.
Okay.
So the assignment and prior to really given to those small stations which are not known having any vehicles assigned to them because of the nature of what's happening. And then we expect that the rest of them will come in the the final quarter of the financial year, which is the first quarter of the calendar year. So we're looking at, and then, the new budget comes and we look at an additional vehicles. The entire management of the fleet has been changed, but in terms of the plans, we know that mobility and communication, in fact, one of the principal issues discussed, which kind of take cameras in isolation, is that technology features in our development of the police force. So while they've expanded the numbers, improved the police stations, and mobility, communication essentially is an area that has major investment and is crucial to ensuring that they get the impact of the additional officers. We call them force multipliers. So it is from the cars are properly equipped with smart chips and computers and cameras. So we are building out Jamaica a program. We are providing the stations with all our stations to have central communication. And therefore you can check, for example, fingerprint immediately in real time from Negril so that someone doesn't change their name and go to Negril, create a problem or change it just for the day. And you have to wait 4 or 5 days a week to get a report and a fingerprint check. For that matter, any kind of ID, which we are amending the law to ensure we can do essential biometric ID as part of our processes. We're developing an entire system for cyber communication and computing with a central base in what we call C5 center. So all the technical equipment we refer to will be coordinated because technical equipment, with the cameras or smart check or other things don't function efficiently unless there's a central coordinating activity to which the information can be fed in real time. That is the issue, and we have to build out the entire ecosystem to ensure our case management, asset management, and the investigative activity can be, handled from a comprehensive, cohesive technological base. So we are adding bits and pieces, but in a systematic way, to the entire system to give Jamaican police maybe the most comprehensive cyber technology process ecosystem in the Western Hemisphere, because we're a national police force. Mm-hmm. And it's not to say that certainly RCMP of Canada is national, but the United States has over nearly 19 law enforcement agencies, so they have a different, and their centers will be, each one will have a different layout in terms of their ecosystem. We have to put the complete technological ecosystem within the framework of the police force, and we're doing that.
And back on the matter.
Yeah.
Back on the matter of the body worn cameras, Dr. Chang. We have heard of or reported on stories over the years where you have conflicting accounts, even in cases where the police were on operation. It wasn't like a peace step officer out there in a market or on a thoroughfare. They're on operation, and you're hearing conflicting reports about what happened when a civilian or an alleged gunman was killed. Wouldn't it be better for the police to be equipped with the cameras, and whatever happens in the combat, then let the evidence gathered on the camera speak for itself, even if they fell and you're seeing a blurry image at some point in the combat, but that's the evidence and let it speak for itself. Indicom has said in many of these cases you need that additional evidence, and they don't have that because the police are not wearing body-worn cameras.
No, it's a logical argument, but let us take it, let us interrogate it thoroughly. One, when those incidents happen that your reports we are referring to, and I've heard them as legacy issues, you would have popular demonstration, protesting police behavior. I think we only had one of that in the last 24 months, which would indicate a clear change in what is happening out there. Because Jamaicans are very sensitive to that. Jamaicans, I say, they get sensitive to the sense of justice. If they feel they're unjustified treated, the most humble Jamaican will protest. They have a great sense of their rights, and therefore will defend it. That's a feature of Jamaicans. So when anything happens in today's world, everybody has a cell phone. You will get pictures of it, and you'll get reports, and you're going to get protests. It used to happen all over Jamaica on a regular basis. We have citizens on the road, in the squares. We want justice. Even when police reported killings were at a minimum level, that happened regularly. It is not happening now, so there's a change there. So I think we are carrying a legacy issue. Some will eventually get cameras, but the first place where deployed cameras is among those involved in public order issues. I said because it is crucial there to not only have it present, having trained the officers to give them that reassurance and the sense that they have. We are wanting that, and it's also used to protect the police. So not so much the call for cameras came out of what was allegedly police brutality. That has switched to the accountability and prevention and protecting the police. We said that. So the police and the ministry want the police to have cameras because we don't want false accusation. But there's a complete turn of the argument. So it's like, when I say regards more almost, I want to use the term that's light, but someone is saying, well, we want to see cameras, so you must do it. I've indicated we have a suite of activities, all investment activities, in technology, in logistics, in man, in human resources. And we have to make decisions how fast we're going each one. So we don't have unlimited funding. I mentioned some of the kind of used a little bit cynically yesterday, but Jamaica Air Program is going to cost me over $2 billion to install the cameras that require to complete it, to perfect the system, so to speak, and install it across the island. Mm-hmm. It goes. So priority is given. We have 618 police cameras displayed. So I'm defending a policy position, but we are not abandoning it. We have 618 cameras deployed in the public safety area and in this geographic space division. And that's the critical area. And we're going to increase that to just over 1,000. But it's an expensive item. It's over 1,000 years. Also, can just put to the policeman station and say, go out there and you're going out in the bush. And when you take cover and pick up and damage, it's just gone. We put it in where it's going to have the most impact. We have not had the kind of complaints that would drive us to look at increased evidence gathering in police and operations. That's what amounts to. The public will have indicated clearly there's a change of operation. We have changed our training methods. We have given them better equipment. More numbers, we go into special investigatory capacity increasing, where you can ensure you have evidences built to provide a case when you're going to seek to apprehend an individual, which is why we have indicated a large number of individuals that we have said are involved in criminal violence have cases built against them. So some are wanted, some have come in and are before the courts. Others have been we have had a number of shootings by individuals who have engaged the police.
So Minister, we have to listen to our listeners sometime, and some of them in Radio Land and YouTube are saying to you, there are many persons who are saved from going to prison, including police officers, because of evidence retrieved from the body-worn cameras. What are your comments on that?
That the evidence acquired is useful. I've said that, and we have 600 deployed. What I've said is that, that means that the camera was in a position to highlight the entire environment.
Mm-hmm.
What I'm saying, in particular combat station, in fact, I'm having my staff check on its use in the SWAT teams.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we have a lot of pressure from some of our counterparts. Look, when this may not be most appropriate, but when the UK had a problem in Northern Ireland, the homicide rate was less than 40, it was like 30 something. They said SAS troops in there. SAS troops are trained to kill. They're not police officers. The fact is, we have to face the reality in Jamaica. We have a long history of over 1,000 homicides, nearly 2,000 shootings. If the intelligence is improved, we're going to have more engagement with members of the shooters in the criminal network. And that's what is happening now. And you cannot restrict men going to combat. They are putting their lives at risk. That's the one thing I will not do, and I will defend out there. They must be equipped to engage men with automatic weapons who will kill them. Right? And my first job is provide the resources, the legal framework, and the training, but they must the least risk when they face people like that. Look, the Indicom complained, for instance, out of over nearly 2,000 shootings in Ireland. That's and plus they have had the legal framework to prosecute. Their prosecution will be less than 5%.
Mm.
We highlight the aberration, so to speak, and not the reality. The reality that we need to highlight and it's a short time to deal with it. Having expanded the police force, provide them with new equipment, giving them better facilities to work with, and we're completing that. We still have stations under construction that are to go for tender for procurement to provide the police with adequate facilities. There are kind of vehicles on the other force multipliers. So what we see is increased apprehension and less charge of police brutality.
Dr. Chang, hold the line.
That is the main feature.
Yeah, hold the line.
Main feature we should be discussing.
Hold the line. We're going to take a break and come back. Vernon Barrett is asking, did he say it costs US $1,000 per body-worn camera? Yeah, that's what he said. Going to take a break and come back with more.
Listen up, motorists. Speeding burns more gas. So slow down. The life you save may be your own and also that of your loved ones. Slow down. Save lives and money. The time by the Insurance Association of Jamaica is
7:50.
At Hawkeye, our mission is to deliver cutting-edge security solutions to help you keep track of the things you value most.
The temperature by Hawkeye is
28 degrees Celsius in the city of Kingston and 27 out west in Montego Bay.
Outperform, outlast. We top performance. Jackama. Reliable, full stop, not comma. We have the expertise for drilling and demolition. We have the power tools for plumbers and electrician. Fancy select tools, free parts and free repairs. Free parts, free repairs. 2 to 3 years. Hilton, available at Delta Supply, 106 Hagley Park Road. Call us at 876-302-6111-4. Delta Supply. We service what we sell.
For all your electrical needs, visit ABC Electrical Sales. They stock a wide variety of electrical supplies including plugs, switches, panel boards and conduits, plus energy-saving fixtures. ABC Electrical Sales stocks brands like GE, Siemens, Philips, Cutler Hammer and Allen Bradley. They also offer free island-wide delivery just to suit your needs. Visit them at Shop 8, Hagley Park Plaza, Kingston 10, or call 876-754-3714-5 or 876-754-3825-8. ABC Electrical Sales, for a better choice in the electrical business.
Wellington Dental believes that a smile tells 1,000 words. They are dedicated to giving their patients high-quality dental care, offering a full range of dental services so all of your family's needs are met under one roof. Fillings, extractions, crowns, bridges, and much more. They also accept patients using wheelchair. Visit Wellington Dental, 57 Wellington Street, Spanish Town's premier dental provider. Call them today at 876-749-3515.
Welcome back to Nationwide this morning, having a conversation with the Minister of National Security, Dr. Horace Chang. Dr. Chang, when you spoke at post-cabinet, you said that two factors that have contributed to the results that we're seeing now from the police is police deployment as well as the intelligence capacity of the force. And I wanted to ask... how great of a role has improved intelligence capacity of the police played in the results we are seeing and hearing now?
Now, intelligence is crucial and has played a significant role. Intelligence is what allows the police to build cases, you convert intelligence to evidence, and you build out a file. And the way on the individuals, you can look at an individual you want him to come in. Hence, you have the police wanted Wednesday, you have police indicating persons of interest, now in a legal way. And when that goes out, the individuals maybe will come with their lawyers. Those who are really at the very severe, the bad end, they migrate. Others, you get time to find the evidence, the intelligence leaded to the location. And some are engaged in shootouts and they get killed in the shootouts. In fact, intelligence would suggest that more have migrated than have been killed in shootouts in recent times. So activities, intelligence is critical to police, successful policing, and it involves both technology and human resources. And that's taking time to train and have deployed the larger number of intelligence officers. It's difficult to put a young officer out there to become an intelligence officer within a year. They need experience and additional training, and of course you have to have the technology built out. So the technology deployment and the general satisfaction in the environment they are asked to work in. There are a couple of things I mentioned there. The costs, I mentioned the cameras, the investment in the police have been significant, and I cannot overplay or downplay the one side. It has to be comprehensive and holistic. And when we take Jamaica, we're finding $3 billion to build out that system. The police cars for this year's cost was $1.2 billion. The police station being built in Spanish Town, which is a critical area, and the division headquarters in Savannah combined is $11 billion. And so we're putting money in areas that we consider unnecessary, but we're putting money in all areas. And no one area will be built out completely immediately, but we have reached what I call a turning point where we can expect to see continued reduction as the system is built out. We will have not only increased tools to reach every single policeman, but we'll have improvement and get to a point where we see our criminal violence at a level that is more tolerable.
So the numbers...
You're safer. Right?
Minister, the numbers are going down. But some people would argue that even though the numbers are going down, the concern is still really high. What do you as Minister of National Security have to say to our listeners this morning to give hope that all this investment will lead to greater reduction in the near future so that we can feel safer in Jamaica, land we love?
Well, one, I would say the investment is not complete. I would say the two main stations, the Montego Bay West facility, the Western Operating Facility, are just in planning stage. So Spanish Town, Salma, you can see it there. The individuals can see it. The motor vehicles are replenished on a regular basis, and we have to get to the numbers we propose of 1,600 operational in the fleet And where we are now, we have enough to begin to impact downward trend. We've completed investment, and I'm satisfied that the leadership, the training, and the additional manpower with the supporting ecosystem will lead to continued downward trend. So we were 8% last year. This year we're at near 20%, and next year I expect we can maintain it 20%. And once we complete the other the resources I've indicated, especially the technological side, which includes cameras, you will be getting to a higher level and look at what we consider sustainable reduction and convey to the country that they can take confidence in the impacts of the police force on the wider issue of violence. But there's a second leg of it, which will take a little longer time than just policing. So the assurance is we'll invest in the police, the point where we're satisfied that they have enough tools and resources legally and otherwise to deal with the problem. And they're moving that direction. You know, before I go to this, the second leg, almost all our officers from superintendent up have a second degree. These are intelligent, committed young Jamaicans who want public safety and peace for their family as well as the wider society. These officers are just out there wearing a uniform for a job sake. It's a tough job. We have trained them in police work, and they have improved their own capacity. And it's maybe as a force, our officer corps in the police is maybe one of the best educated anywhere in the globe. Because not many police departments in the US may use a degree as a first degree. All our officers from superintendent have second degree, about 95% of second degrees in security and management. The other leg, of course, we have to bear in mind, and Mr. Prime Minister has emphasized over and over, and I'm going to highlight some of those issues in a different format before going to the here, I hope, is prevention and interception at a young age. Because we will reduce by police action the number of criminal events and violent events and reduce the number of gangs to a certain number. But we have a large number of especially young men emerging from our immigrant communities who are appearing to be hopeless, and they find that turning to a gang is the best way to get to develop into a productive individual, productive in the criminal network. That's where they get the opportunity. And we have to work there. So we are working with the Ministry of Education, the Ministry of Labor and Social Security, the Ministry of Health, to engage individuals and families at an early stage. That work has to be expanded. It has a significant amount of investment, and will have impact in the medium term. The Prime Minister also look at how we can increase the collaboration between the various agencies of the ministries I have just mentioned and other agencies dealing with, I said, the family, which means the single mother, with 3-4 kids, unemployed, untrained. So kids go to school intermittently, and if they go to school, they find they don't have adequate uniforms, etc. Share socioeconomic challenges. That side of the work is continuing. We have changed the policy direction by increasing resources to the agencies of government, but we also continue to work with civil society that are directly involved and have put resources in working with us in the areas of community transformation. So you have a multi-year foundation, the STAR project, both of which are doing work in limited areas. But government agencies have to work across the national spectrum. And we're going to maintain both legs of the city security plan, which is to ensure our security forces are trained, adequately resourced, both legally and logistically, to deal with the criminal activity we have, as well as support our community agents, our government agencies involved in social efforts to have enough resources to begin the transformation we need in our communities.
Dr. Chang, we have to leave it there out of time, but thank you so much for We're appearing on Nationwide this morning to speak on matters concerning your portfolio. Thank you so much for your time.
Well, thank you for the opportunity as well. I'm always available to discuss the issue. Personal security is crucial, and the country's concern with crime is vital and important, and we understand it and want to work to restore the public safety that is required for us, our citizens and our people.
The National Security Minister, Dr. Horace Chang. Going to take a break for Across Jamaica and the Caribbean News Desk.
Front Page was brought to you today by ABC Electrical Sales. For a better choice in the electrical business.
Let Scotia Investments guide you towards a winning portfolio that will grow your wealth for generations to come. Call 888-429-5745 to learn more. The time by Scotia Investments is
8:03.
Success, powered by learning. The temperature brought to you by Sandals Corporate University. Come grow with us is
28 degrees Celsius in Kingston and 27 degrees Celsius out in the city of Montego Bay.
From the mountainside to seaside, countryside to townside, inside and outside, it's Across Jamaica this morning.
In Across Jamaica this Friday morning, the National Works Agency, NWA, says efforts are being made to clear the Bogwalk Gorge and Connors Main Road in St. Catherine, which remain impossible to vehicular traffic. According to the NWA, the two critical corridors in St. Catherine remain fully blocked following the passage of Tropical Storm Raphael. It says the areas affected are the Spanish Town to Yorton leg of the Bogwalk Gorge and the roadway from Barton to Ginger Ridge at Connors. Manager of Communication and Customer Services at the NWA, Stephen Shaw, says significant cleaning is required before either roadways can be accessible. He says the agency is trying to get equipment into the areas, especially to facilitate the Jamaica Public Service Company, as some communities in the surrounding area are without power. Shaw says there are multiple impediments along the two corridors. These include fallen trees, massive boulders, landslides, and blocked drains. Shaw says the areas from which the boulders were dislodged will likely be unstable and will require some assessment before the area can be safely used. He says no timeline can be given on when the roads will be accessible to motorists. The destruction of the Bushy Park Bridge in St. Catherine by Hurricane Beryl has effectively isolated the eastern side of the community, forcing residents to undertake long, costly, and sometimes dangerous journeys to access essential services and transport. That's according to a report published by Old Harbour News. The report says the community's resilience is evident in their decision to build a makeshift wooden walk bridge. The report says the bridge can only support limited weight and is a clear indication of the risk the residents are taking, with no help from their political representatives in sight. The mayor of St. Catherine, the mayor of Spanish Town, Norman Scott, has indicated that while estimates were made, no definitive timeline or cost has been provided for rebuilding the bridge. The Jamaica Public Service Company, JPS, is projecting that it will complete full restoration of services to the less than 2,000 customers still without electricity as a result of Tropical Storm Raphael by Sunday, November 10. JPS says it's prepared and has activated its 24-hour incident command operations early so its teams can start restoration work as soon as it's safe to do so. JPS says the final phase of the restoration process will be the most time-consuming. The company is urging customers with questions or complaints to use the My JPS mobile app, social media channels at My JPS Online, or by calling 888-225-5577. That's 888-CALL-JPS. A 48-hour curfew has been imposed in sections of Lucy, Hanover. The curfew began at 6 p.m. on Thursday, November 7, and will remain in effect until 6 p.m. Saturday, November 9. The curfew covers the Johnsontown and Brissett communities, the Elgin Town Sports Complex, and Kew District. During the hours of the curfew, all persons within its boundaries are required to remain within their premises unless otherwise authorized by the ground commander. And that's it for Across Jamaica for this Friday morning, and we now bring you the latest from across the Caribbean News Desk, for today, Friday, November 8, 2024.
From the Caribbean News Desk, the morning edition. Good morning, I'm Kendall Morgan.
And I'm Dennis Chabot with the latest from across the Caribbean.
Antigua and Barbuda police are intensifying their probe into the gruesome killing of independent parliamentarian Asad Michael earlier this week at his home. Police Commissioner Atlee Rodney says a post-mortem is expected to give investigators more clues about the circumstances that led to the killing of the 54-year-old Michael at his residence. He says the phone companies are already providing information to the police. Mr. Rodney tells Caribbean News Desk that no one has been arrested.
No one has been arrested. We are interviewing persons that we believe that were connected to the premises, persons that worked in the area, persons that might be affiliated with him, but nothing of substantial that will say we have made an arrest, as has been reported by some media houses.
The police commissioner declined to divulge details of video recordings from the home of the politician. He says investigators from the Caribbean and the United Kingdom's Scotland Yard can provide vital assistance to help crack the case.
Cuba is today continuing to pick up the pieces after the raging winds from Category 3 Hurricane Rafael knocked out the country's power grid and it damaged some infrastructure. The hurricane added to the country's electricity woes after last month's rolling power outages caused by a repeated collapse of the national power grid. Hurricane Rafael on Wednesday also knocked down trees and electricity poles on Little Cayman in the Cayman Islands.
The only successful candidate for Montserrat's defeated Movement for Change and Prosperity, MCAP, has joined forces with the newly elected government of Premier Ruben Meade. Cranston Buffon says while he will remain an independent member of Parliament, he has accepted the position of Parliamentary Secretary in the Premier's office with responsibility for diaspora affairs, tourism and culture.
I understand this may come as a surprise, but I assure you, it is a decision rooted in my unwavering commitment to serving Montserrat and its people. As the sole MCAP representative in the House, I believe this position will provide me with a unique opportunity to directly influence the policies and decisions that will shape our island's future.
Guyana's Vice President Barrett Jaglio says his government will be taking advantage of the new Donald Trump-led United States administration to dispel a number of opposition-fomented lies such as corruption, racism, incompetence, and pro-China relations.
We would also work with his administration to debunk a lot of the lies being peddled by some forces, including the opposition. For the past several years, they have been meeting U.S. government officials and have been telling a bunch of lies to them. Almost every mission that comes to Guyana from the United States of America, they have a standard mantra.
Mr. Jaglio, who is also the ruling People's Progressive Party's General Secretary, also singled out New York-based opposition activist Rickford Burke, saying the Guyana government will provide U.S. authorities with information about alleged criminal acts. Mr. Burke enjoys close ties with several Democratic elected officials, including Congressman Hakeem Jeffries, who himself had criticized the PPP-led government.
Casey Carty created regional cricket history when he became the first cricketer from the island of St. Martin to score a century for the West Indies.
In the gap, and there it is. 100 for Casey Carty. 890 days ago, he became the first man from St. Martin to play for this nation. Today, he's the first to score 100. A proud moment.
Carty's century helps the West Indies score a 2-1 series win against rivals England. It was, however, partly overshadowed by the public show of dissent on the field of play by West Indies fast bowler Alzari Joseph after a visible disagreement with Captain Shai Hope over field placements. The action met the disapproval of West Indies coach Darren Sammy.
Behaviours like that is unacceptable on my cricket field, and the culture I'm trying to build, that's unacceptable. So we definitely will have a chat about that.
Cricket analyst Reds Pereira expressed disappointment with the incident and wants the cricket authorities to provide the player with anger management support.
Well, I've seen a lot of Test cricket in my life since watching the first in 53. I have seen players lose their tempers, but I've never seen a Test cricketer behave so poorly. The interesting point is that the first over was almost a maiden. In fact, he took an early wicket. Yet, he continued to remonstrate and demonstrate. His hands was all over the place. And the final chapter, which was probably the most serious, he walked off the ground. You know, one could say he should be suspended. I expect that. I don't know for how long. But more so, I think he needs help from the West Indies board. They need to find someone who could sit with him, because this is a temper matter. And this has been coming for some time.
This has been the morning edition from the Caribbean News Desk. You may contact us by phone or WhatsApp at +592 700 9293. Thanks for listening.
Yo, run the track! Burger King 5K and Relay is back Sunday, November 10th, 6 a.m. New venue, Emancipation Park. Register with your school, alma mater, or companies to win a share of over $1 million. Past students, run, walk, or crawl, but finish the race for the BK Big Finish Prize. Register now at www.runningeventsja.com. Yo, run the track! Burger King 5K and Relay, sponsored by Rainforest, Soccer Express. Burger King, developing schools and communities through sports.
We are back with you. It's Nationwide this morning. Of course, the big show. If you weren't here with us earlier, we're live, direct, and we're here for you, our listeners. We've been talking about a lot. We've been talking about national security. We've been talking about a lot, Tana. It's been that kind of morning. Well, it's a Friday morning, and we asked some questions earlier, and I know there may be an all-important question to ask soon. But I just want to introduce.
But I'm not even seeing it on screen. Anyway,
I want to introduce to you what I was saying earlier. For those who don't know, if you want to know, if you missed it, if you weren't here earlier, you would know that today is a special day right here in studio. We have some balloons that you're not seeing because we got them in a special invisible ink that you can't see, but because I wanted the surprise to be a surprise for those who don't know, today is the day. It's International GD Day. What do I mean by that? Some may ask. Now, you would have seen him earlier, and I would want to tell Ludlow, if he's listening, that next time he should listen clearly when I say I'll introduce it at the right time. And the right time is this time. Before we go into our birthdays, we have to tell you it is George Davis's birthday today.
How old are you today, George?
November the 8th.
Yeah.
George is going to pop in to tell us his age at any minute now. Of course, he has an interest in allowing his listeners, especially Nationwide this morning, to tell them what age is this prime age on today nationwide this morning? It's an International GD Day, and of course we're wishing George a very happy birthday, a blessed earth strong, because I know he would say something like that. That's George-esque.
Yeah, that's very George-esque. If you go by his intellect, his scholarship, and his wisdom, George is very old.
No,
centuries old.
Boy, he has a
but in real time,
yeah, he has a couple books up
40s.
there. He has a couple books up there lodged in his brain. He was probably around before we knew it.
Before Christ.
Yeah, but it's somebody saying George is about 76. Alex Smith, I won't argue with you. I can't tell. Only George can tell you if he is going to tell you what his age is on today, his day, his special day, and he still found his way to come and read you the news. So, George just loves his job. George loves doing what he does and what he does best. And Andrew Fairman says he's about 82. I won't confirm the rumors, but it is International GD Day. But
John Lindsay says George is 25. 25.
well, 25 is not a bad age, but I don't know if George could pass for 25. If you think about it.
Nigel says George is 44. Oren says George is either 42 or 43.
And Pamela Ewan says, George is for you. She says, my boyfriend, happy birthday, enjoy your day, Georges. I didn't know your girlfriend was in the chat, George. Rodney Russell says he's 96.
In intellect and wisdom, sure. Oren says, happy 42nd, George. Is that George's age?
George has not.
Cherry Care says,
yet.
happy 55th birthday, George. Gary Morrison says George is 48.
No, you see, everybody knows George's age, So Wayne Wynn said George is very young, about 97.
97.
97 young, not bad. Not bad, 97 young,
If George so decides, we shall tell you his age. But for those of you giving ages that are close to a century, I know you are saying that because of his intellect, wisdom, and scholarship.
Yes, I've sat beside George and hear him reel off some historical
He's an
things
encyclopedia.
that I'm like, hey, I'd have to look that up before mentioning that. But he says it with so much confidence and fervor, and then when you fact check him,
he's correct.
He's on point, and that is George Davis, of course.
Yeah.
So
I want to go back to our quiz while we open the lines as well. The numbers, all our lines are back up, 630-9371-4 and 618-8255 is our digital line. But in the meantime, going back to our quiz for our YouTubers engaging with us, getting your brains ready again as we start out the day. So we were at question number 5. Who is the founder of the Caribbean Community of Retired Persons, CCRP? Who is the founder of the Caribbean Community of Retired Persons, CCRP? We were having a conversation just yesterday with her about some online fraudsters posing as pastors who are trying to steal their identity and then seek out money from their contacts. So the founder of the CCRP was on just yesterday having a conversation with George about that. So who is the founder of the Caribbean Community of Retired Persons? Yeah.
Well, JJS is out the blocks by saying Jean-Laurie Chin. Jean-Laurie Chin.
Yeah. That is the correct answer.
That is indeed the correct answer. I pronounced it French. I'm sorry. But yeah, you are indeed correct. Barbara Ellington, Lecroft Morris as well. Ken Youth Mullings. Yes, your spelling is a bit off, but you are on point, Michael Clark. All right, so I'm going to the next question, and this one I'm sure you guys will know. Tourism Minister Edmund Bartlett is welcoming the long-awaited resumption of flights from this European country, and I want to give you a hint. One of, if not the best footballer in the world comes from this country, and let me give you that hint and see if you know what country that is, that our tourism minister, the Honorable Edmund Bartlett, is welcoming flights, or the long-awaited resumption of flights from this European country.
And that was in the newscast this morning, so
Yes.
it's fresh in your brain.
Barbara Elliott, JJS, Wilbert Davis, Glenmore Grant, Shanna Scott, Cheryl Griffiths. Yes, you guys are all right. It is Portugal. Veron Jack Spinnock, it's Portugal. And of course, I know why a lot of you are saying Portugal, because of course that maps to the great Cristiano Ronaldo. I have another question, Tana. What is the estimated cost of the upcoming November 22 by-elections? What is the estimated cost? And of course, that has been in the media and the newscast over. Yes, we see that you're first, Barbara Ellington. Yes, what's the cost of the upcoming by-elections that we'll have on November 22nd, 2024? Alex Smith, out the blocks early. $75 million is indeed the correct dollar figure. Barbara, you weren't specific. JJS, Cindy Lynch, Shanna Scott again, Wesley Cunningham, Janelle Spencer. Hi, good morning, Janelle Spencer. 75 mil is indeed correct. Costas Brown, yes, it is indeed $75 million. Now, in Jamaica, Tana, November is celebrated as what? This is a lot. These are a lot of things for November alone, Tana.
So we have 4 of them.
Right.
4 areas that are celebrated in Jamaica, recognized in Jamaica in November. If you're able to tell us any one of them, then you'll get it correct. Okay, our producer is saying 2. So you have to name 2 out of the 4. In Jamaica, November is celebrated as, and there are 4 answers here.
I see Dwayne Haynes. Morning, Dwayne. He is out in front, but he only gave 1. Janelle Spencer, JJS. I'm only seeing 1, but we want 2 from it. The producer says if it's not 2, it's not right. So we want 2 from you, and we're looking for those 2. Of course, 1 has already been circulated in the chat. Let me see.
A lot of you are giving correct answers, but only giving 1 out of the 4. You have to give at least 2. Geneva is out first with at least 2. She says Youth and Local Government Month. That is correct.
I think Janelle Spencer gave 2 actually. Yeah, but individual, she gave Youth Month at first, and then she went down to give Eat Jamaica Month. I see Omar Newell. Good morning, Omar. He gives Parent Month, Youth Month, and Local Government Month, and you have 3. Yes, you're on point, Omar. And yes, Dwayne, we're changing the rules after the fact. My apologies, but we have to work with the producer, Tana. It's not my fault. So if you have any problems, take it up with our super producer. And she's Superwoman, so you don't want that. You don't want any of that. So you have to understand. All right. So yes, we have our answers. Our answers are as you'd have seen in the chat: Eat Jamaica Month, Youth Month, National Parent Month, and Local Government and Community Month. The next one is a big one. recently had the elections, Town. I don't know who you voted for, the U.S. presidential elections. I don't know if you have a U.S. passport, because passports have been a thing in our political discourse over the years. But if you do, you may or may not have voted for somebody. We don't know which side you voted for, Tana. But if you have a side in the elections, or if you don't have a side in the elections, you definitely should know the answer to this one, because this one was popularized over the last couple of months or even weeks. How old is President-elect Donald Trump? That's the question.
How old is Donald Trump? Yeah. And the clue is it's under 80.
Oh, gosh.
Yeah.
I would only hope. Because at this point,
under 80.
If it were the other way, we'd have had quite an elderly president if Joe Biden was returned. And of course, the numbers are coming in, and we are seeing them. The first person out the blocks, Wilbert Davis. You are indeed correct. I have Clark Laban, Wesley Cunningham, Ernest Chambers, Michael Clark, Killian Henry, Dwayne Haynes, Rich Richards, Shanna Scott, Earl, Patricia Richardson, Narcissist, Fabian Johnson, Sonia Hibbert, Cindy Lynch. Okay, this is a lot. And yes, you guys are right. 78. I tried to get everybody's name, but I'm not getting everybody's name because we have other questions. But 78 is indeed correct. As a matter of fact, he made a piece of history. He would now be officially the oldest president to be elected at 78. So Joe Biden would have held that title when he ran a couple years ago, in 2020 it was. And now Donald Trump would now have that title because he's 78, which means that at the end of his term he should be about 82 years old. So he would be serving in that time period. And of course, I was saying earlier that Joe looked really happy and elated at his speech yesterday when he was saying peaceful transfer of power, etc. He looked rejuvenated. I guess the stress of the campaign and all of that was now off him for months, and he could sit back and relax, and he wasn't really out there on the road as much, and that was good for his own health, and he came out looking strong with fervor. So yeah, you're 78. So my final question to you guys as we go for a break in a minute or so is, how old is the sitting Vice President Kamala Harris? How old is Kamala Harris? That's one you should know as well, because age is such a big juxtaposition in politics. Ton. I remember a couple of years ago in our own politics, and people were saying young man time now.
Yes.
So that was a big juxtaposition in the US presidential elections, where they were saying 78 versus yes, Joanna Lindsay, Clark Laban, Claude Hall, Killian Henry, Janelle Spencer, Dwayne Haynes, Earl, Eric Blair, Marlene Grant. 60. That's the number. Yes, Vice President Kamala Harris is 60 years of age. And of course, our listeners, especially those on YouTube, you guys are on the ball. They're aware. And if you're not on YouTube, we're still here with you, and I want you to learn as we continue to go through these very important facts that, when asked, what's happening out there in our News of the Week quiz. But yeah, that's it.
Gonna take a break and come back with more.
Crisp and refreshing. Room temperature or chilled. A Pure Water would drink. The time by Pure Water is
8:31.
You hear the news? AM Financial give them customers cash back for the Christmas. Cash back! You can get up to $15,000 with every loan disbursed. True. Plus, them increase them loan amount so you can get anything you want. And with every loan, you get a free gift. free. Apply now at loansale.aimfinancialja.com or WhatsApp 876-437-3982. Make sure you apply early. Promotion ends January 31st. Conditions apply.
KFC popcorn chicken. KFC popcorn chicken. Incredible, delicious, finger licking in the sauce when me dip it. I can't resist it. Once you start, you can't stop.
Do whatever the crunch you want with KFC's popcorn chicken. Delicious, juicy, irresistible. Now available in barbecue. KFC, it's finger licking good.
KFC popcorn chicken. Get busy with a Bizcar, Biz Grow, Biz Boost with a J&B Biz Loan. You can't lose whether you walk over on your business too.
J&B Small Business Loans.
Have a loan for you.
Helping you succeed is our business. Tell us your business and let's help you start it, grow it, or boost it. Borrow as low as $10,000 and up to 100 million Jamaican dollars. Enjoy flexible payment terms and affordable rates. Apply now. WhatsApp 876-295-1298. J&B Bank. We'll help you find a way.
Welcome back to Nationwide this morning. Going to the phone lines. Good morning, Alric.
Good morning, guys. How are you?
Doing well.
Good to hear you, Alric.
Big up George and emerge strong.
Yes, he's not in studio, but I'm sure he has his radio on. So.
Yes, he should be here, and you're right now.
George is the consummate person in terms of everything that he does.
He's an encyclopedia.
He's a walking encyclopedia.
Indeed.
He's not only a journalist, he's a sportsman, he's everything.
That is so true.
Yeah, man, we rate him highly, man. When you have any doubt, you can call George and him clarify it for you.
As we do here every day.
That is so true.
So big up, George. Enjoy your earth strong. Have a pint later, boy. That's all I can say. Guys, enjoy the weekend.
All right, you too, Alric.
Tana, you know, so you still don't give me that number yet.
Is Michelle out there, Jermaine? No? Alric, leave your number with Jermaine. As I get up from here, I will call you.
All right, that's cool.
Yeah.
I'll give Jermaine a number.
Sure. Who's next? All right, so YouTubers, it's your time again. Last week we gave away a huge, beautiful Huggies box of diapers. I'm not sure the sizes in this one. I'm waiting for my producer to come back. But YouTubers, last week the Huggies box of goodies was given away to a caller. This week is for our YouTubers. So gear up for the question. And it is, what are the 3 main benefits parents look for in diapers? What are the 3 main benefits parents look for in diapers? And you know Huggies, their tagline, we got you, baby. Huggies diapers are made without harsh ingredients and provide up to 12 hours of leakage protection. It's comfortable, it's absorbent, and it provides hours of protection. So the question for YouTubers, what are the 3 main benefits parents look for in diapers? First out to answer the question, if it is, Sandra, if you could just lift up the huge Huggies box of diapers so that our YouTubers can see it on screen. Oh, Jermaine is doing it for us.
Okay, great.
Just tilting the camera.
I would have shown them my muscles, but it's fine. Jermaine's got it. Yeah. All right, so I'm seeing some answers coming in. Somebody says leak protection, fit.
Who is out
comfort.
first?
This is Janelle Spencer saying leak protection, fit and comfort. Is that exactly what we want, Tana?
Let me hear the answer again.
Leak protection, fit and comfort.
Producer, are we going with that? No.
Producer
Janelle
says no to that.
Yeah, we have a hard judge. She's quite precise.
All right. Toops Assault says Convenience, absorbent, and comfortable.
Producer? Convenient, absorbent, and comfortable from Tupsa Salt. That's the answer Tupsa Salt has put in the chats. So Tupsa Salt, you had 2 out of 3. So no, we're not taking that.
No.
Who's next?
All right. Joanna Lindsay says texture, durability, and brand. The producer said definitely not. Oh gosh. All right. Shanika Wright says comfort, protection, absorption.
That looks like the answer.
All right. That is indeed the answer. We have a winner chicken dinner. Yes, Shanika Wright, you are indeed the winner of our Huggies promotion here in studio. And of course, their tagline is "We got you, baby," and we've got you this morning, Shanika Wright. Comfort, protection, absorption. What we have as our answer in studio is absorbent, comfort, and protection, and literally we said it's comfortable, absorbent, and provide hours of protection.
Yeah, that was me giving you the answer.
Yeah, if you're listening to Tana keenly, you'd have had the right words. As a matter of fact, I would have written it verbatim if it were me on the other side, but I have no babies, so I
we don't have to have babies.
I couldn't be the winner.
You could know somebody who has a baby.
I don't know,
and
that
you
much
gift it.
with babies,
Okay,
yeah.
you could gift it to them. And even if you don't, there are many what would you say now, like daycare facilities and all that across the country that you could donate the basket to.
Killian, we didn't skip you. It's just that we got the winner right before you, who is Shanika. Right, she got it. Our producer says she got it, and
so Shanika, stay in the chat. Our producer will reach out to you. You'll reach out to her in the chat, Michelle. Right, so Michelle can arrange how you will get your basket of goodies from Huggies. Lots of diapers in this basket, as well as baby wipes. Yes, Michelle? And baby wipes. And it's huge, taking up quite a large portion of our studio desk. So you're getting enough stuff from Huggies. Thanks to Huggies this morning for that giveaway. Any other callers? The numbers 630-9371-4, 630-9371-4, and 618-8255. And as we look to what's happening across the country as well, Sandre, following the passage of Tropical Storm Raphael, I did get a video from our correspondent in St. Elizabeth earlier showing a road in the Silo Division in St. Elizabeth Northeast. I did hear somebody in the video saying something to the effect of Raheem Lane. This is a road that has collapsed. Yeah, it's a road that seems to be in the middle of a swampy area, and that seems to be a lot of sugarcane on both sides of that road. It's a long stretch, and on both sides of it, just a little bit left in the middle, both sides of the road has collapsed, and it seems citizens have placed, trees, branches in the road, and there is yellow tape there as well to ensure that people don't drive up on that road, especially at night, and their vehicles are damaged or they get into difficulty or injured. So that road there in the Silo Division in St. Elizabeth has collapsed. Several roads across the country have been impacted. I remember, Sandre, when the Prime Minister went to post cabinet on Wednesday and indicated a preliminary figure in terms of damage, and he said it's between $500 million and $1 billion. I remember one of our colleagues reacting to say, no man, it can't be that much. And then George was indicating, remember, it's not just about Kingston. Yeah. So when you start to look out at what has happened across the country, and the reports are coming from the different authorities, you realize that Raphael has done quite a bit of damage. Different sections of the country, Westmoreland, St. Elizabeth, St. Catherine, up in the hills of St. Andrew as well.
It really
St.
has.
Anne.
Because I was on a roadway that was recently fixed. And I'm telling you, I was like, wait, didn't they fix this like 2 weeks ago?
Mhm.
And that saw damage. We saw the breakaway that happened in, where is it again? St. Andrew. Is it West Central? No, it's not West Central. Juliet. Yeah, Mount Prospect, right.
Oh, in
Yes.
West Rural.
West Rural, that is it. We saw that breakaway happening as well. It was, the impacts are there, and people underestimate when we have, a long period of rainfall, and that's why we have flash flood warnings, because it's the inches of rain. So if it's there for a long period, the runoff time, the fact that we've been building roads without proper drainage, we underestimate the impact of that. It will affect our roads like that, and which is why the government, whichever government continues over time, would have to look at how we solve that drainage issue as well, to ensure that we don't have this great impact on the roadways. And that is something that we have to look at, because it is costly to repair after these weather events. It is indeed some big figures, because it's not just, oh my God, let's get some man and throw something in and patch the road. No,
Mhm.
they have to do studies. They have to get the different professionals, the engineers, all those people on board, and then after that whole process of the technical work, then you do the physical work, and then that has to be tested to ensure it's up to standard as well. And it's a process. People have to appreciate that a lot of the times, to understand that it's expensive, man. And I'm normally a frustrated citizen, because boy, parts not cheap. But yeah, we have another call at Tana. William, morning.
Good morning to both of you.
Morning, William.
Yeah, something I'm reminding you of checking. I listen, the gentleman from Indy coming in again, Mr.
Hugh Fortnott?
No, man.
Hamish Campbell?
Right. And I listened to the minister this morning.
Mm-hmm.
And my concern, when a police officer into a vehicle, I'm not talking in the town part, like in a Alpha Tree downtown or crossroad. You can read the body camera at that time. You have much more evidence with people can see what the body camera can work that time. But when you're in the rural area, up in the bushes and those places, in a inner city, when they're in the vehicle driving at that body camera and somebody shoot after them, the camera can pick up that?
It should be able to.
When you're in the vehicle, sit down, where the camera is, on your chest there, there's no way that camera can show somebody behind him fence or just people behind fence and put him on and fire shot it.
So it depends now, William, on where the person is. Is the person in
If they're out in the street, are not open, and if the police come out and so possible, they will pick it up. But if the person try to ambush the police, there's no way they can pick it up.
Yeah, but what the police now comes out of the vehicle and is now in a confrontation with whomever shot at them, it will pick up that. So maybe in the first instance, when the shooting just happened, when the person just fired at the police, they're going about their usual lawful business.
Right.
It wouldn't pick up that, but now the police, in responding to whomever is shooting at them, and going in pursuit of that, it would pick them up, perhaps running, seeing the person shooting at them, that sort of thing.
Yeah, it depends on where the person is. Because the person in that part of him knowing can make him escape without any cameras picking up or anything. It will make him escape, must be out into open for the camera. And then, as I said, he will pick up the police to the shooting, but now go pick him up shooting after the police. So that look one-sided. The worst, if him drop the gun or him a place when he do the fire and he hide him gun or something whatsoever and run.
Mm-hmm.
Possibly the police might shoot him, but he might not find him with a gun.
Mm-hmm.
So how you go say right now you never shoot after the police? I shoot after the police.
I see.
It'll be a one-sided evidence.
I see what you're saying about it would be the police's word over whomever the gunman is that. Mm-hmm.
But at the same time now, people are saying no, him never shoot. As well all the while.
Yes.
See that him not gun whatsoever, but at the same time he commit the crime.
Yes. I see your point, William.
Because the camera cannot pick him up behind him fence, ambush the police and fire. or in a inner city, up in the bush where them hide all the while island them place. It was difficult. So the police actually going into the problem. So you understand what the minister was saying?
Yeah.
If you're in halfway in the town parts, whatever right down, it would be much better for the police with the body camera in those areas, in the middle of crossroad, in the middle of popping, any little thing you pick up right round. You know, now if you fire and run or whatever, which no camera can pick you up. But when you have places where you can hide and do things, you can do it. Because you know, say you have a 9 chance out of 10 to get away.
Yeah.
But my concern was listening both to both gentlemen.
Okay, William. Thanks so much for your thoughts.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, National Security Minister making the point. Yeah, when you're in combat and you're up in the hills running and stuff, yeah, the body worn camera may not be as of much use as some people think. But when you're down here in a market district, for example, interacting with the public, like you're a member of PSTEB or any other of those road patrol type of officers, yeah, it's more useful to have on the body cameras than.
Well,
not everybody agrees with
there are arguments for and against, you see. But, you know, I know what time it is. It's my favorite time. And I hear Jermaine taking us up for a break. We'll be right back with you.
Make a plan to stay on top of your mortgage. Stick to it. Pay on time. The time by the NHD is
8:48.
The Birthday Club is brought to you by Burger King, the best tasting burger under the sun.
Let's dance in style, let's dance for a while. Heaven can wait, we're only watching the skies. Hoping for the best, but expecting the worst. Are you gonna drop the bomb or not? Let us die young or let us live forever. We don't have the power, but we never say never. Sitting in a sandpit, life is a short trip. The music's for the sad man. Can you imagine when this race is won? Turn our golden faces into the sun. Praising our leaders, we're getting in tune. The music's played by the madman.
Young, it's that time. If you hear my voice at this time, you know what time it is. It is indeed time to wish you a happy birthday. It's a birthday club, and of course we have already indicated that it is International GD Day. It is George Davis's birthday, and for those of you who missed him on air earlier, he will be hearing and seeing your comments. Send those comments in as we wish George a happy birthday from the big show nationwide this morning. Yeah, happy birthday, George.
Happy
birthday, yeah, my friend. One more year on them.
All right.
Real from me heart, no pretend. Big birthday, bash. If I ever on the ground,
you know, Jermaine learning two things from it, Tana. Yeah, he's learning two things. You hear that? Yeah? Yeah? Alrighty. Send your birthday greetings in the chat. Alrighty. I know a lot of you were saying happy birthday, George, of course. Yes?
And some of our special peeps sharing a birthday with George. Gordon Dixon sending happy birthday greetings to Marsha King from Milestown District in Hanover. Happy birthday to you, Marsha, coming from Gordon Dixon here on YouTube. Hope you have a really good day. Cheryl Hamilton sending happy birthday greetings to Kirk B. Enjoy your special day, Kirk. Happy birthday to ya. Hope you have a good one as well. And
I have, please wish my daughter Candy a happy birthday when it comes tomorrow. Cheryl Hamilton is wishing you a happy birthday when it comes, Candy. Of course, I won't be here, so I have to send it beforehand. And of course, Jermaine was telling us in studio here that we have to wish Fergie a belated happy birthday.
Happy birthday to you, Donald Ferguson, aka Fergie. One of our very own. Happy birthday, Fergie. Hope you had a good one. And Alicia B is sending happy second birthday to her nephews, Josiah and Joshua. Happy birthday to them. And this one says, Auntie Terry and Grandma loves you so much. So happy birthday to Josiah and Joshua.
Yeah, over on Facebook we have Venice Hunt. Happy birthday to you, Bridget De Souza. Happy birthday to you, Pauline King. Happy birthday to you, Sean C. Ashman. Happy birthday to you, Chandre Anik. Happy birthday to you, and Jermaine Rowe. A very happy birthday to you. And we have a couple of us coming birthday greetings for Custos Pitkin in Mobay. Of course, this is from the fan club, so we're wishing happy birthday to Custos Pitkin. Who else do we have, Tana?
Happy birthday greetings going out to Beverly Manley. It's your birthday. Happy birthday to you, Beverly Manley. Hope you'll have a really amazing one. Happy birthday. Happy birthday greetings also going out, this one says, to my daughter Jayla, who turns all of 15 on Saturday. So happy birthday when it comes, Jayla, celebrating your birthday tomorrow. The message for you: we love you and wish for you God's richest blessings in this new year and always. From your mom, Opal, and your niece, is this Genevia? Hope I'm pronouncing that right.
Yeah.
Happy birthday to you, Jayla.
I have one from Sandra Bobson. Happy birthday to Andrea Atkinson and myself. Okay, happy birthday to you both. We're wishing you a very happy birthday. And Eric Blair said happy belated birthday to Raul Blair. We're wishing you a happy belated birthday. And Roxana Blackwood is sending happy birthday greetings to George and her niece. And lots of love from all the way in Kellitz. Terrian Reed says please wish a happy birthday to her bestie, Jamila Green. Enough love. Wishing you a very happy birthday there. Of course, it is November 8th, 2024. It's that day. It's your day. It's a very happy birthday. Chris Mullins is saying it's Beverly Duncan. No, Tana. But we're wishing her a happy birthday. We're wishing her a happy birthday. So I think I have
two more here.
Two more?
Wilbert Davis sending happy birthday greetings to, he says, my only daughter Martina. Love you very much. So happy birthday to you, Martina. Hope you'll have a really good one. And did you see this one? Roxana Blackwood sending happy to George and her niece Rain. Yes,
I got that one. I have this one that's saying happy birthday. Well, happy birthday for tomorrow, November 9th, to my brother-in-law. Glenroy Mellish in St. Andrew, and my brother Joel Dixon. Blessed greetings from mother-in-law and stepmother Elsa Dixon, Lenz, Demar, Deline, and Josette. Happy birthday to you. Yes, Carol Da Costa. We're talking about Beverly Anderson Manley Duncan, since they want all the names.
Okay. Kino sending happy birthday greetings to his dad, celebrating his birthday tomorrow. Happy birthday when it comes. He says to our father, Mervyn Ward in Mandeville, from your daughters. Happy birthday to you. And this one of our most dedicated and long-serving employees, this message says, Kimisha Hassock, who is celebrating her birthday today. A happy birthday. This one says, we love and appreciate you. Wishes are coming from the Arcook Customs Broker team. So happy birthday to you, Kimisha. And Mars sending happy birthday to brother Jason and dear friend Stephanie. Greetings coming from Marcia. So happy birthday to you, Jason and Stephanie. Hope you guys will have a good one.
Well,
are those all the birthdays?
That's it. Happy birthday to all the celebrants. And Brittany Pinnock from Jennifer Phillips. Happy birthday to you. And it is November 8, 2024. And we are wishing you a very happy birthday, Tana. That's it for the birthday club.
Yeah. If you're celebrating your birthday today, happy birthday to you. And if it's your anniversary, happy anniversary to you as well. And a happy birthday as well to the principal director of the National Integrity Action NIA, Danielle Archer, will be celebrating her birthday on Sunday. That's Sunday, November 10. So happy birthday when it comes, Danielle. And there's another birthday, Danielle Ridgway. Danielle Ridgway celebrating her birthday on Sunday as well. So to the two Daniels celebrating their birthday on Sunday, happy birthday when it comes.
Happy birthday indeed.
The Birthday Club was brought to you by Burger King, the best tasting burger under the sun.
Oh yes. Grateful. How could I not be grateful? How could I not give thanks? How could I not appreciate all these blessings I have? How could I be so selfish? How could I complain?
All right, Jermaine. I had to have him release this one for you, know. It's Friday morning. You're grateful. You're alive. We're about to leave you, but I know we'll always be in your hearts. And throughout the day, you'll be thinking about how you had an amazing morning with Nationwide this morning. Of course, again, it's George Davis's day. And some of you heard him earlier, but those who didn't, remember to wish him a happy birthday. If you see him anywhere at all, it's his day today. I'm grateful, Tana.
I'm grateful as well. And that's about it for the show. Thank you so much for tuning in to Nationwide this morning. Thanks to our technical operator and the musical maestro, Jermaine King, our super producer, Michelle McCrae Smith, and our super editor for this morning was George Davis. Happy birthday again, George. Up next is the Consumer Hour with Tyrone Reed. And at 10, Cliffy's Online, also, I believe, with Tyrone Reed. I'm Tana Thomas.
I'm Sundry Roden. Grateful for you, my listeners.
Hold up, pause. Who done it? It's your birthday? Happy birthday to you, or YouTuber always engaging with us on YouTube. Who done it? It's your birthday.
Happy birthday
to you. Hope you have a really, 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 really amazing one.
All right, of course. I'm Sundry Roden.
Again, I'm Tana Thomas.
Yeah.
Good morning.
Good morning.
To the sunshine and the rain.
You've just heard Nationwide this morning on Nationwide 90 FM.
Upon which I lay my head at night. Yeah, I've got food up on the table. I've got clothes.
Fearless and fair. Nationwide 90 FM.
your time.